Okay, so today I'll continue at least trying to get to rank 40. That could be like a little consolation prize that we try to do. You know, where I'm obviously not going to get to rank 50 now, barring something insane happening, but really, mathematically, there's just no way to do it now with the amount of time left, and so I kind of accept the fact, but generally, maybe the last thing I should do is I should build some of these decks for the aggro decks, even though I think they're doing fine. Right, it's just not good enough, but I have nothing to lose. We sort of built all the other ones, I'm pretty sure. Or we could even check, like I've sort of rebuilt them, but I don't think that has anything to do with it, but it's one of those placebo effect things that would be... let's do the Yeti, actually, even though it'll probably be exactly the same, because it... Well, I don't even care, dude. But it'll just feel dumb, like, oh, what if I... What could I possibly do that would be any different? Like, it's gonna be the same fucking idea. I won't even use the Scaredy Cat in case... I don't know how exactly I even got that, but... Or, you know, I should almost make this an aggro deck hybrid, but I can't because it doesn't even have Bad Moon Rising or anything, so why would I even bother? The chicken is good. This guy's okay, but I don't really want it. That one I have in there just because it's amphibious. The strike through is good. Maybe I... This is okay. This is okay for one. This thing actually tends to get pretty good value, believe it or not. Not the kind of thing I would normally expect to be that good, but that thing can be potentially good, but I don't know. This guy's okay. This environment is very jacked out. This is pretty good. Don't really care about anti-hero. Don't really even care about that. Unless you're really gonna buff it. I don't see the value of it. Like, I only have so many cards with each of these classes that I could only choose, right? Like, there's not much variety of decks you could make with this, because look at, I'm putting basically everything in there, and it's like, you know what I mean? There's not much else I can do. Just basically put everything in there. I feel like this card is fucking dog shit, and I've never used it effectively, like, once in my whole life. Right, it's just too slow of a play. It could be kind of a cute finisher, but let me get rid of some of these just get rid of some of the doubles at the lower cost, because I don't need this many of them, I guess. Right, it's just gonna have to be that simple, even though some of these are pretty good. You want to be sort of a little top heavy, and the reason why you want to be top heavy is because of the simple fact that you want to that's kind of the whole point of the fucking deck. I mean, yeah, it should actually say number of days left in the season. How come it's not saying that? Does that mean it'll somehow go on for longer? In which case I'll indulge it. Because it said somewhere in a tooltip like, oh, seasons can last more than a month or whatever. They last several months. But I don't think that's the case anymore, because maybe at some earlier stage in the game when they were still doing expansions. The real test will see if man will get to rank 50. He should do his own permanent challenge. Hey, this guy, how's it going? Nothing much. Okay, let's see. Who did I lose as last now? Though I always have to check my own VOD because I forget. I think it was Combustible and probably... Actually, the Yeti might be next on the list. Let me actually check really quick. I always forget to do this. And yeah, I neither have the time nor the energy to really do this, but that's not really an excuse because I can accept the fact that I just can't do it. Whatever the reason, like my collection, like it's just going to be impossible. But I should at least be able to get to rank 40 just in principle. So I lost as Combustible, and then I lost as Infinity, I guess. Yeah, we actually get to play as the Yeti, and then we'll do Yeti into Wall Knight. Yeah, this is my second ever Yeti deck because I just got the Yeti not too long ago. In fact, that precipitated the start of this. Basically, that was the last thing I wanted to do was get a zombie hero because I didn't have one. Like a new zombie hero. Now we'll go on a crazy streak and give us some false hope that I can actually do this, but I've certainly gotten punished by lower ranked matchups, though. You can't really read into them too much. Right, they're like, oh, they're so bad or something. You know, it doesn't mean anything. Just like how I used to bully people at higher ranks, it's maybe a little deceptive. Or is always like a fallacy. Is it more competitive now towards the end of the season or less competitive? Because everybody's trying to catch up. So everybody's going to be tryharding, trying to get to rank 50 real quick, kind of like what I'm doing. But also everybody who is a hardcore tryhard would already be at rank 50, but then again, you can still kind of get matched against them, but you would think they'd be playing a lot less then. So Nightcap I always make fun of. He's a bit of a clown. Nobody really likes him. We definitely play defensively and play on the board here. So there's a few series after this that I want to finish up, like the Smite one, the Smite, Magic the Gathering. I want to do a similar format like this. I want to do the Hearthstone gimmick stuff, but I'll sort of leave it open-ended because I'm sort of changing my schedule in terms of not having, oh, what a fucked up turn, not having like fixed games every day that I play, right? Like I always stream every day, but then I could do something different, right? Whatever I feel like, and sort of make mini series and stuff. And then eventually I'll finally get back to having a proper hard mode slot or story game slot where I can do like Paper Mario hard mode or whatever the story game is. I think the Wolf Among Us, because I had done those polls before and I said, you know, vote for which game I'm going to play next in those slots, but then I didn't say when I'm going to play them, so it's been like literally fucking 2 years since I really did that. So I actually disabled them, so they're kind of locked in now. They're going to be those two for sure. But yeah, we'll sort of just relax and do other stuff because I don't have the kind of time to try to do all these other categories that I was doing. That's pretty fucking bullshit. Can't this hit the face too? Yeah, see, I'd rather hit my face there. You have this, or you have, you know, let's just go for a ballsy play with this. Assuming they can't deal with that. Yeah, this has been a fun experience. There have been some really intense, epic games and comebacks and crazy interactions, but it's gotten a little bit, you know, repetitive where I just can't seem to get a consistent win rate at all. Okay, that was at least a big commitment that they had to do. And it's sort of a bait play because you don't get to, you know, you don't get to really do anything about it. Right, because I have plenty of other big things, so assuming they can't deal with them. This still isn't the greatest, though, because it's not like a good curved play that you can do. Yeah, I don't know why I should be so surprised. I guess if the matchmaking wasn't so bad, I would have had no chance of doing this. I'd sort of taken advantage of that a little bit. Like, you know, the fact that, oh, you can get matched against people like this, 13 ranks lower than me. Right, that's the only thing that I'm sort of exploiting, because I probably couldn't consistently beat the kind of people that you're seeing here, like, you know, the higher ranked players I wouldn't be able to consistently beat anyway, but you don't really have to play them then. It's even considered a nut too, so it's unbelievable that this isn't usable by Wall Knight. One of the great contradictions and mysteries of this game. You could say like, oh, it'd be too powerful then, but it doesn't matter because, you know, then just don't make it like that. Or you don't have to make it be considered a nut. You could just be a mushroom, but it happens to be holding a nut. Now I should win because he only has one card left, but my health is in such a state that I'm kind of screwed. And even that damage that we take from these two dying could be the damage that does the strike through. The block meter itself will kind of fuck me over. Oh, I just sealed my own. Oh, shit. I think I would have probably died anyway, though, because that effect would have killed me anyway. The, you know, when you killed the first mushroom, that would have triggered and done something. So it could have hit face, but that still wasn't a good play. The combustible will do Wall Knight. Yeah, this is where we got to be Taco Tryhard rank 40 because this is how insane it is, dude. You got a 2, 3, 4, 5, which is actually not bad. Sometimes you just got to value the curve of it. Again, this would go down as one of my favorite cards in the game. Very, very fun concept. Turning defense into offense. I really do like it. But this deck is always lacking something in terms of the late game. Like every one of my decks has like some really good cards and a couple legendaries, all that. but they're also lacking something at the absolute highest level because, you know, you don't have the top tier value. You have okay value, but this is a very good and kind of commonly overly used card. Plant evolution gets +3. Like, why does it even need to say plant then? What do I get to play that's not a plant? Everything is a fucking plant. It's not like that's an archetype, right? Like, what do you mean? Or is like a nut not considered a plant? And no, even a nut is. So what the fuck? You could do that for the strike through, but I almost don't even care. Like, what if I guess I'll just do it. Gravestone. Oh, that was actually a good decision. But how would I know for sure that that's what he was going to do? For fuck's sake. Now we can do it again with the Astrocado, which again, this is a good card, but I often don't get value out of it. So it's, you know, it amounts to just a 5/3 period. You know, the whole little thing you get from it. What is it called? Astrocado Pit. I never really get the value, but it does synergize well with all this team up and stuff. This would be one of my favorite cards just in principle, but good thing with that is even when it's immune, you still get to hit the face for that 5. That ends up being very worthwhile. That's going to slowly chip away at her, so I almost don't even have to worry about it. This wouldn't really even be worth it, but I guess. Right, because there's not even enough stuff out there, but generally it's pretty good value. It'll still survive. What does this do? When this hurts the plant hero, make a random gravestone in a random lane, which that could be very dangerous because, you know, it could be almost anything in there. He's got 3 brains left. It's not that I haven't beaten players at this rank either, right? Like 40 plus or even 50. Although I don't think I've beaten a 50 on the ladder. I've beaten a 50 more so on the thing. On like my friends list. And not very often either. Yeah, this has been a crazy playthrough in terms of at least the ending here. I wouldn't have expected it to be this hardcore. Oh, should look at us clutch it even though he went through all that trouble to remove it. We still deny him the face hit, which means I'm almost obligated to get rid of that now, but I don't have a good way of doing it. That, you know, I would have almost wanted that. Deal 3 damage to zombie here, plus I don't really get it, but we would get the Astrocado to actually hit this, which still wouldn't kill it, so maybe he can do something to get through here. But if he wastes removal on this, at least that feels sort of worth it. It is a little bit weird. Like, it's been maybe more competitive than usual, or we keep losing whenever we're on a good streak. We keep losing to those bots that are like, you know, making us concede at the beginning of the game. It hasn't happened too much, but just the fact that it happens at all is very immersion and rhythm breaking. +3, +1. Okay. Now that shit is no longer going to kill it. Okay, so this guy wasn't gonna die anyway. You go +1 the rest of the game. I mean, that'll get a certain amount of damage in, but I just don't see myself really dealing with this as far as the actual board itself. I can't even use that is the problem. So maybe the amount of damage that the nuts can do with the little mirror nut is going to be what does it, but it's going to die now anyway. Or that interaction can actually be nuts, despite the fact that maybe I should have done that the opposite way, because it's going to hit every nut once from that alone. So you'll first of all, well, it's only 3, but still. Right, that could almost kill you right there, especially if you didn't have a block meter to save you. 100. Oh shit, he's loading up. Which means we gotta end it very, very soon. Yeah, now even if you didn't want to do it, but it's gonna absorb it, but it has bullseye, so, but I guess the effect triggered from that doesn't have bullseye. Wait, I don't get it. How did that not trigger the block meter? Because the damage that I caused to it with the cactus would have been bullseye, but not the damage that the walnut actually caused itself, the mirror nut. Yeah, let's try to put together, yeah, soccer mom right here, fucking username, which is what I always make fun of, is like, oh, you know, that's what this whole franchise is built around, is soccer moms and the kids that they bring to practice or whatever, and they're playing this on their phone. Like, it just seems like that kind of game that would appeal to a certain casual demographic. Like, who really plays this? Again, I don't even dislike it, but like, who plays this game in this day and age? Who is doing this? Apparently nobody on Twitch. It's just weird because it's like, I don't know how to explain it. It's not something that would feel very but I guess that's just how mobile games are, period. Like, they just feel weird. Like, they're not necessarily bad, but they feel like this, there's just so many of them. It's like a dime a dozen. I don't know. When a trick is played, something's gonna happen. This might be worth it to do, actually. It's very worth it to do. We'll play another zombie, gets +2/+2, and hurt, bounce to goat. To summon something stupid with 2 attack. Yeah, that's actually good. Although it's still not really that efficient of a value because it's just like, you know, it's only a 2-cost card. That guy is always a little bit too good value. Just says 1/5 with such a good effect. Right, everybody uses him way too much. Which I can't blame them, but you could do this, you could do this. But no, that's kind of an interesting synergy, and I almost don't even know how it worked based on the last game. Such a beautiful, perfect card, amazing effect. The only thing I don't like about it is a stupid name. That should totally be Disco Nut. Right, like, be a little more flavorful. Mirror Nut? Like, what the fuck does that mean, dude? That just sounds boring. Dressed up as a mirror ball for a disco theme. Yeah, it's even mentioning the disco thing, but I actually never read that flavor text before. Actually, I always just bitch about the name not being that. Okay, save that. This thing is pretty good for sure. You could do this. You could do, nothing else has team up though actually on it. Like, how many fly traps are there? Like, that's really an archetype? Isn't that kind of oddly specific? I feel like it's like that in Magic the Gathering too. It's like, it'll be like this weird, very specific thing. Right, like centaur, mermaid, or something, you know, very, very on the nose. You could do this to get rid of this guy here. I kind of want to do both of these, but I can't even do it because... Okay, that card is a little bit overused too. This is one of those things like you can't do anything about it. Right, so whenever you can't do something about it, you just get screwed because... Right, it's just very forcing. You just kind of sit there and wait and watch it play out. So the whole beauty is the amount of damage that the the mirror nut itself can get in. Now this dude ends up in the water even though he's not amphibious, so this is always a weird interaction that happens. Right, a lot of, like with Badman Rising or something, just like it can become amphibious even if it's not. They have 0 brain, so it should be fine. This should trade in. It actually works out pretty well. Right, despite the fact that the 5/5 kind of subverted my whole shit. You'll hit both of the nuts here. You will survive. You will even trade into that. Now, even if this is gonna die, it'll be very good because it'll finish you off with that. I mean, imagine leaving this around for so long, right? That is your own demise that you create. You could do this now, and I probably should. Quite frankly, I was gonna say I can't even play anything, but I should put this in front and then heal it. Yeah, some of these are like oxymorons. Fruit, plant, but those are two separate things, or whatever, not plant. Okay, hurry up. So many things that have good ancillary effects don't actually have team up on them, so it expects that you do it in some other way. I don't really know, because what you're gonna have is I don't want to damage that because then it'll bounce it, right? And then he'll keep doing the buff over and over again, so freeze them. But see, even if you freeze them, you can't prevent yourself from damaging them, ergo doing damage to you with the stupid ass effect here, right? Whether it's frozen or not, the effect still triggers. That's just him shivering, that animation. It's not him actually moving freely on his own volition. Maybe that actually ended up hurting you because this thing is kind of useless to you in the water, even though it might finish me off. So I'll do this just to be safe. But again, the nut damage alone should be almost enough here. The, you know, backwards damage. Okay, what a perfect play to try to... I've had a lot of games like that where it seems like, oh, things are going my way, and then they pull out the perfect stop, but at least here they would take a certain amount because of the simple fact that you have, you always hate to be in a situation like this where you have so many things to play, but you can't play them, you get stuck. Which again happens to zombies a lot more because they're kind of whatever. So the strike through will actually hit that, and then this will hit this. So he would die, but it's all up to the stupid ass thing. It's all up to the stupid ass block meter. Oh, come on, come on. Now I might actually lose because of the block meter. Are you serious? RNG with the block meter. There's no way that actually just happened, did it? Now I'm actually gonna lose now because this is gonna be unpredictable as shit. I should have done that first, like I always say is my rule. Like how the fuck do I know? Okay, dude. What's gonna happen is you're going to get the block meter itself anyway, because of the strike through, I guess. Bro, what the fuck is this infinite loop? What? Wait, what? Or no, it makes sense, but I mean, it would already have done that, like. Okay. Doesn't it feel like I'm getting trolled sometimes? Like I'm doing the best that I can. We're having these epic games where it's like so tight. I don't know. It just feels like everything goes so perfectly for me to lose sometimes. Why couldn't they just have burned out one turn or just not gotten what they wanted? Like it's so intense, dude. Everything is so tight. Which is good, but... Maybe my expectation is just too low sometimes. Not even that I think the players are bad or something, although maybe. But just that I don't know. I don't consider that this type of game would be so competitive at this stage in its lifespan too. But there's always going to be people like that. But no, it would have been nice to at least get to 40 plus, which I could still do. Just to be like, okay, fine, I didn't win the challenge, but at least I get some integrity with that. And I want to see really what happens at rank 40 too, because nobody's ever told me. And I don't really like spoilers, but like, is there going to be some other format? Like, we've already lost win streaks and we already lose ranks per every loss, right? At rank 20, you start losing. Every game you lose one of the ranks, the 5, you know, little steps you get to the next rank. And also... Also, once you get to 30, you start losing the wins. You don't get the win streaks anymore. So at rank 40, you can get knocked down another rank, like with it's gonna be an all cosmic deck, which I do love the visuals on that. But people always say they're not very good cards. I just like how they look. So they're obviously gonna pull some crazy shit out of their ass right when I least expect it at the end, when I'm, you know, winning or have a chance. So this is meant to be still a defensive, slow-paced deck, which shows you it's gonna be one of my worst ones, because it's just like it's gonna give truly better decks too much of an opportunity, instead of like finishing them off too soon or too easily before they get a chance to do anything. And some environments get +2/+2, so it'll trade in. That's fine. Just don't buff it again. Well, that doesn't even matter. I love how he did that. Why the fuck would you even do that? Now you don't have enough brains to play it. If we could do emotes, I would say that was an error. That didn't accomplish anything. It's the dumbest play ever. You can call yourself a rank 40? What the fuck? This is what I mean. I'm getting clowned by people who are worse than me just because their decks are better. Also in every card game ever, that's what you would say, but that's what I would say. Yeah, sure, the presentation of this game is definitely its greatest strength, and in many ways it's kind of addictive, actually. Just I love the way that everything looks and feels and sounds. Like it's not to be understated, despite the game's limits, right? This game is better than Elder Scrolls Legends, because that game just fucking didn't go anywhere and had less support than this. Well, at least given the IP and everything behind it, it had less. Sometimes it's better to spread that out into 2 than to even double up like that. That Coliseum card isn't even that good. I haven't been this perturbed by Coliseum since my Pokemon Coliseum fucking randomizer run, where I got stuck with the little bullshit at the beginning. The little bullshit of whatever, where you start with 2 Pokemon and one of them can't even attack. It's like a Magikarp or something along those lines. So now this stupid Winter Melon is stun locking my dumb ass. We could get rid of this, or even use the card that I keep mocking here. It could potentially win me the game too, so I'm surprised you left that alone. Oh, because you're relying on it to get frozen. It still doesn't matter because of this. At least that adds up to a proper mana thing. Am I gonna win a game because of that, even though I just made fun of it? Right, I say I never get value out of that, and then I beat a Taco rank 40 tryhard clown. Just like that. But he made a horrible play early on, where he doubled the attack of the thing and then it didn't do anything for him. Why does it have to be a hard strike at rank 35 though on the nose? Because I've been here for a while and it's just sort of random. There's nothing about rank 35 in particular that would matter. This is kind of a new addition that I haven't used before. If barren rock and wilted plants are what you want, he's a landscaper for the job. I think it's -2. I don't really like doing that, but I guess I will. Yeah, every episode I should almost just go through all the different all the different heroes once. So who did I start with? I started with the Yeti and the Wall Knight. That worked out pretty perfectly for the whole, you know, he'll draw like 5, you know, all of these in a row or something. So you could do the -2/-2 to finish that off. Which is a pretty handy effect, actually. You get from a minion, even though the value isn't the greatest, or you won't even let me. You know, does he see what... I forget how that works. Does he actually get to see what's in the gravestone? Because it seems to flash there for a second. This game doesn't have a backlog. That's one thing that a lot of card games should have that they don't. I'll still do it just because I'm trying to get rid of that. And I guess I could do that too, even though I don't really know. See, this is like the little weird, almost bugged out music part. So it would still die even if I did that, so... Oh, it didn't actually kill, it's just attack. Okay, I thought it would be better because it could actually finish stuff off, but... You got this, you can go through with a little frenzy and try to take out both. Fill up your super block meter, which is always a weird interaction when it's all the way full. That's the only time when it's not RNG based, when it's, you know, guaranteed. He's only ranked 32. He reaps what he sows. Growing plants in space. Some of his fellow zombies think he's crazy, but others appreciate the effort. Some of these flavor texts aren't really that funny, but... Bro is Elon Musk, zombie form. He's trying to fucking terraform Mars. That's literally what it means, right? Like, growing plants in space is like terraforming another planet. Why does he even have to be in oh, because he has the little shit on his face, obviously. Oh shit, how convenient. This one's going pretty well. That was such a clutch play, actually. That should be pretty good, so they're gonna have a hard time dealing with this. I love the reactions of the thing, you know, of all the heroes to the legendaries that you play. Or I like their expressiveness in general, but I wish there were emotes and other stuff you could do. Especially with all the money that people spend on stuff like this still. Like, whatever, for buying the heroes, and you want like a little... Like, how did they get that many, though? I mean, I guess it's understandable. It's been there the whole game, but is it really guaranteed that he would have gotten it that early? The frenzy is still going to kick in. Even as nasty of a turn as that was, right, it's still okay, I guess. Wait, but that had oh no, it had frenzy from that. Now I'm gonna end up losing, just like every other game where I have a good lead and a good position and I can't maintain it. And they play a epic, like, what is the deal, dude? Could it be one game where they don't have a play like that? Is that not possible, or what? They always have a fucking play. It'd be worth it to do that, and they don't even have that much damage on the board, but now they're just gonna have too much of that. This creates like an endless loop, Carnassus Brood, Berserker Soul type moment. Top 10 anime card game moments. Hey Basilisk, how's it going? Yeah, welcome back. Sure, we can do one, yeah. So we lose as a smash. Now I have to play as who's the next one that I'll do? Green Shadow, I guess. Green Shadow or Bad Moon Rising, either one. I love how I officially call Super Brains Bad Moon Rising because I don't like him, so I only like the fact that he can use Bad Moon Rising, and I'm forced to use it on him because nobody else I have can use it. Yeah, let's see, what rank is he? Rank 12? This thing always bugs out. Like, you'll see that they're in a game, and then they're offline, and then they're back in the game, like, every time you go to look at this. Yeah, let's see what they had here, like a flower pack or something stupid. Yeah, here. 6 flower plant cards. Would there be one that I even want? I can't even afford it anyway. None of these are really too good. This thing is way overused, though. This is one of those annoying cards. Actually, this is pretty good. Any of these would be good. These two are great. This is great. I'm surprised you don't see this more often, actually. This is such a good card. Because you sort of play it slow, and then you suddenly pull that on them. What happened? Fuck. That was him saying bug last time too, but it might apply to this time as well. Yeah, but we only have one rank 50 on my friends list. Like, what's the deal with that? Like, normally, I guess normally it's just somebody else, but I wonder if he's a YouTuber who does stuff on this game, actually, because he has that in his name, or he might just do other things, but I have to respect it. But again, clearly, given the limitations that I have, I'm sure I could have done it within the context of the deck. Right, but again, it's not right for me to say that. It's okay for me to say that, but it's not right for me to qualify it. Like, I knew that going in, that's what I would have to deal with, so it's okay. Right, I thought I could do it anyway. It was kind of a little stupid and dishonorable for me to bring that up. Like, here we go. It's gonna bug out again. Yeah, I'll play as either Green Shadow, Bad Moon Rising, and then Solar Flare and Infinity. Maybe the most. I could maybe do 4 more worth of games. Yeah, and see, he's sending me a message even though it's saying he's offline. I don't get how this works. Maybe I have to restart my game. Yeah, it's weird it doesn't say like, oh, season ends in like 4 days, because that's what I thought it normally does. Maybe I do have something wrong about it. Maybe it will last longer. But I kind of said it would be like a monthly thing anyway. I might cheat though if it does that. I don't see why it would though. Like, if it says, oh, it goes until November 15th or something, then I'll do it like that. Instead of Walnut, we'll do Green Shadow. And this one has a little ice twist to it as well. And then on the flip side, I have, I turned the Bad Moon Rising into an aggro deck. Okay, finally, it didn't bug out. I will keep that. Yes, I'll keep that, Okay, so this is almost a near perfect hand. If I just do turn 1, turn 2, turn 3, it'll make it seem like this is actually a top tier synergistic deck, but it's not, because it's just a little bit of a hodgepodge mix of stuff. The only danger is if they get rid of it early, like on turn 1. Right, they play like a 1-mana 2/2 or something and get rid of it, like the chicken or whatever. Right, then it could be problematic. Anything else they do now, if I just keep it alive and just freeze something that they do, or even this could be okay. I guess the problem here is just it'll deal 1 and it'll make a 4/3, which I don't even understand how to do, because maybe I'll just sort of slow pace it a little bit, because it's weird, but I should have maybe froze it and done that. But like, the 4/3 is just gonna kill it anyway. Or he's just gonna redo it again. I maybe missed an opportunity to do something better. This is one of the nastiest cards in the whole game, actually, because it just clears out a whole lane no matter what little dinky 1/1 that you put there. This is good too, but I'm waiting too long to actually do this. I'd rather do this. Or even that. Look how slow paced we are, but I mean, that's the whole point of the deck, is that you are trying to slow things down and almost freeze the pace of the game. I mean, play a zombie one time for tricks, but does he even have a zombie to play? And I would love, I would have loved if I could have gotten both of those. You know, buffing both would have been crazy. You have this, and you have, we'll save this one, and then we'll get to, you know, we'll save that, we'll save this. These two will be still alive. But yeah, that's an even better line, movie reference meme. You know, it's the star fruit, and you've had your 5, right? That's the one that obviously I use, like the James Bond line. But like, if somebody survives, but also, you know, you hit him 5 shots. We hit him with 5 shots, and he's still alive from The Godfather. And it's like, you know, it's the same thing, because, you know, you'd be hitting them with 5 shots because it's the star fruit. I don't really want to do this, but it seems kind of like a waste. It'll just die. It'll buff that. This is one of the craziest interactions in the game. That's just way too good value. Because, you know, through all that time, we'll be able to play Dark Matter Dragon Fruit just because we lasted long enough. So it's not even really about the synergy that you're trying to win with. We're trying to avoid that little barrel, which isn't really doing anything now. This is what you can sometimes do to the zombies, is sort of just slow pace them and just ignore everything that they're doing, because they get kind of constrained by their own lack of space. But I guess I can't do that. You would double attack with that, which almost doesn't even seem worth it. And then you have the ability to, wait, what? Wait, I don't... Is that something to do with the barrels effect, or what? I don't even understand what happened. Oh, wait. Oh my god. It's the fact that it's on that means the barrels effect. Oh my god. The barrels effect gets deadly too. So that, oh wow. Wait, but I'm so confused. But that means it would have worked on his own. Like, I don't even get what just happened. I mean, I can't even do that. This will still be a pretty sick play, but it's a question of, you know, the stupid ass gravestone. Look at him just beating on that in futility. We need a gif of him just doing that till the end of time. I may very well still lose. I wouldn't mind doing this, but oh shit. I mean, you're gonna get the strike through, so I just lose. I don't understand, dude. Once again, another crazy interaction that'll just let me get fucked over. Where it seems like you might have a chance to win, but this isn't even on the ladder. It's +2 when a zombie is destroyed. I'm surprised I don't see that card more often, actually. It's pretty good. Good game. Okay, so he ends my green shadow thing before it even began. Let's just do Bad Moon Rising, and that's good enough. So I'll go... At least that's such a fun ending. with that Viking chick. But no, I actually do like that ice mechanic, but it's kind of like I don't have enough cards that really fit into it. If I had more of the squash, I would actually love it. Alright, get rid of this. Let's see what we got. This is meant to be an aggro deck, which maybe I shouldn't even keep both of these then. I love what this deck can potentially do. It just doesn't always work out. It's a perfect like best of both worlds, where I can play it super aggro and try to finish them off, and if it fails, then you have Badman Rising as a reserve backup. And you would think it kind of co-aligns because you're always going to have the board pretty full, because you're always going to have these little weenie 1/1s and dinky stuff like that. Like the guy who died, the 4-mana 3/3 who has the barrel. But no, that other interaction was nuts too. The little Captain Deadbeard 1 damage AoE that gives it deadly in that sense too. You don't really think about it like that. I think about it more like when something attacks, it gets deadly, not when it has an effect or a buff or whatever. Like the same thing with Bullseye. Like that moment, I've got to upload that as a clip actually. It's a game that I think I have no chance of winning, right? As against like a really high ranked player, and it's like I have no notion of winning, and I have the little cactus, and the fact that the cactus has Bullseye, and the fact that his block meter was almost full, and he had 1 HP and it kills him. That's one of the coolest moments ever. Okay, this we should probably just play, I mean, I meant to play aggro, but I guess I won't, because I have to do something here. Yeah, so many of these games just feel like they go so perfectly or so imperfectly for me where, you know, I don't know. It's just such a limited scope. Like, oh, what could possibly go wrong? And then it's exactly what they need. Which maybe is just me being salty, but I've had some pretty good streaks though, so I don't know. It's just like this last week we've been really screwed. Okay, we don't have anything we can play here. This is kind of a bad start. Yeah, this game is a good example of like a small but very passionate and very good community, right? Sometimes smaller communities are better because it's just like less, I don't know. You can just be a little different. Like it's almost the way that I would want it's almost the way that I would want my community to be, like kind of like how it was in the past a little bit, like where it wasn't the biggest, but I mean it's bigger than what I have now, but it was like sort of committed and dedicated to certain things and very, you know, whatever, like the debate format and stuff. So sometimes that's better. Do you have this will do strike through, but no, the Astro Shroom alone is wrecking me. I'm obviously gonna lose this. Yeah, who would be next is gonna be Solar Flare, and then we get into the aggro decks, which are actually pretty good. You know, Solar Flare, Infinity, Combustible. I mean, even this heralds the beginning of the aggro decks. As far as you want to do one more after this? Or it makes it seem like you can challenge them even when you're in the middle of a game. I mean, like multi-box games. But I love that. Like they're showing the Kamala Harris channel, and it's like they have like a World of Warcraft thing going, the official Kamala Harris channel, and they have WoW up there on the screen, like to get people's attention or something. I'm obviously going to get wrecked, but I shouldn't give up. Sometimes I will get sort of demoralized like that. Like it'll just be kind of lame. You know, like I just kind of know I'm not going to win, so I try not to drag it out. But in principle, too, I don't like to concede either. Everything has a gravestone, so I couldn't have even done that where I get that. I mean, the bullseye alone would get me. That's which you would think I would like bullseye more as a mechanic, as much as I hate the block meter, but I couldn't get rid of that guy the whole game. Let's try to see one epic final showdown with maybe Solar Flare. Yeah, but see, this is where it shows you ranks really don't matter. He's only ranked 12, but he still destroyed me in the last game. So it's not really a reflection of that. And it's also just the amount of time I put in. Like, maybe anybody with even mediocre decks could theoretically get to rank 35 or whatever, but they have to actually put in the time, and not everybody is always going to do that. Yeah, you could have this already in your head as an aggro proposition or as a value proposition. Like, on average, a flower is going to be worse than a mushroom, so you would prioritize doing that or something. You would already know all the possibilities and what could be better. If my hypothesis is correct, or I should have even just... Like with strike through, I don't mind trying to trade in. Get a little PTSD from the newspaper guys because they trolled me so hard in that game. In PvZ hard mode itself. Okay, both of those were relatively low cost, and so we have a little bit of strike through damage that we're going to get in here. And we'll even get it in the future too with this one. But no, it really feels like they should have Frenzy more so than even this. But that kind of suits the newspaper guy style. But this will even be good too. Strike through is kind of a lifesaver. But I guess I don't really have much of a choice but to try to do that. So with the one brain they have, can they do something? And I guess not. At least I saved myself from the newspaper stuff there, so the only thing I have to do is I'll even still do it. I just have to get a little more damage in. It's only turn 6, and so I don't mind doing this. Or, you know, I don't mind the amount of damage he's taken. Make a mystery egg in a random lane. Alright, we just try to finish this off. But here's where I can burn out, and then they'll make a crazy comeback. We could do this. I'm not really sure what we'd get out of it. I could do this for the strike through. So, like, we always get them in this kind of position, and then, oh no, now he'll do some crazy interaction. Watch. You know, that's just a normal play, but something a little better. Or he'll give it deadly or something too. That won't actually kill anything. Or no, it'll kill this, but... Between the strike... Oh, here we go again, bro. But how was I supposed to know that? Okay, but it applies to his own thing too. And then is he gonna have I mean, at least that's his signature place in these two games. Like, I can't really be too surprised. I mean, I had plenty of environment. Oh, I fucking should have done that. Okay, the only thing you need to do is survive that. You got 5 brains. It's unlikely you can deal with the block meter. Deal 2, so we can still have 2 more. Or he wouldn't have been able to do that if I just played the environment last. Oh, shit. Well, we have to get something to save us here, which is not going to be adequate. Damn, both of these were so incredibly close. Good game. Who would we have next? We would have Infinity, and we would have Infinity and Combustible. Okay, see you tomorrow. Okay, so today I'll continue my farewell tour for this game effectively because there's no way in hell I'm going to be able to get Cut Your Grass. When did they add me? Oh, for rank 45. It must have been after stream, I guess. Or that must have been somebody who was watching at the end of last time. But yeah, like even these people who are hardcore haven't gotten to rank 50 yet, but there's no way I can do it. And is it going to say like season ends in 3 days or what? Why isn't it saying that? That's giving me some false hope that, oh, it might last like another month, which I don't know whether I should count that. I really shouldn't count it. I even said it would have to be by the 15th of the month, basically, assuming that it works on a monthly basis, which I feel like it normally does, but for some reason it should be saying like season ends in 3 days right now, shouldn't it? But whatever, yeah, we're just trying to get to rank 40 to make some sort of moral point, even though I'll still fail the challenge. And so I've sort of conceded in a manner of laziness too, where like I just don't even, you know, for a while there I was trying to go like, okay, I'll just do you know, I was trying to play longer sessions and stuff, and obviously I've been doing it every day anyway, but I kind of, this last week I haven't played as much because I'm kind of just realizing like it's just not going to happen, so it's okay. But you know, I don't want to feel like I'm giving up, but it's not going to be very smooth even if I do it. So I lost to Solar Flare, and then I lost to somebody else, Super Brains, I guess, or Infinity and Combustible will be the next 2 that I play as. Yeah, I don't know what else to say other than the fact that it's a little disappointing. I would have liked to at least gotten a little bit closer, right? Like, there's no question I could get to rank 40. That's objectively provable because the same way that I got from 31 to 35 or 30 to 35 is exactly the way I could get from 35 to 40, which is just you kind of beat your head against the wall. And even if your win percentage is 1%, you can still do it because all you need is like a good stretch where you win, you know, X number of games out of so many, right? You don't need to win any good percentage. And I'm so curious to see what happens at rank 40 to make it more difficult, like if there's any other format change, because rank 20 you lose the win streak, or no, rank 20 you start losing stars, and then rank 30 you start losing the win streaks, which that's what kind of ruined me. If the win streak stayed there all the way to rank 50, I would have already done it by now, because again, even if my win streak is in the my win percentage is in the minus, I can always get away with going on a good streak here and there, and I'll always be fine. But no, I could cop out and just say, oh, I'm gonna blame the fact that, oh, we were on a couple good streaks and my momentum was broken by the fact that there's that black screen bug or against the rank 50s and it cost me a rank, or we had the little concession thing where it bugs out and whatever. Like, technically that's true because, wait, does it do it every turn or just when played? It's kind of pointless because it's not going to do anything anyway. Like, doesn't matter which one you put where, but maybe I should have done it the other way just in case something happens. But now it sort of deprioritizes it. If I put the 3-1 there, then he's more incentivized to get rid of it for 2 reasons. Now, no, it doesn't matter though. It's going to die to that anyway, but like, you would want to do it like this because let's say this lane was empty. You're not going to want to remove the 3-1 because you want to save this, but you don't want to get rid of waste of removal on just the dinky 1-1 either. So, you know, now he had to waste that on there, so it was the same result. But, you know, the fact that it's trading in makes that kind of a moot point. So yeah, we always just want to rush them down with this. It's really impressed me how all the decks and the heroes that I didn't like throughout most of this playthrough were the ones that actually came through for me in the end, though. Like, I never liked Solar Flare, I never liked Infinity, and they've been like 2 of the best ones. Obviously Combustible I always liked, but I could just do the AoE here, honestly, because the way this is looking is like very ugly. So hopefully they summon something that plays into this, and they do. Just don't buff them too much. But no, I never liked Solar. I never liked Solar Flare. I never liked Infinity. I never liked. I guess those are the main two, and they've come up clutch because, again, just the aggro nature of them is so much more conducive to winning here. Whereas you obviously don't have that with. I mean, I could try to build some of my other decks that way too, but kind of try to stack up the board. Arguably, I should have done that, but this is kind of a good combo on turn 7 too. You can do this and then fill up your whole board, and that'll make that like a 4/4 on its own. I love that interaction with Brain Vendor and Badman Rising, though. It's basically just free real estate where, you know, you can you can basically just do whatever you want. Like, you can just do it. If you top deck it, if you have a couple in your hand, you just get free stuff to transfer. You could do that. I almost don't even want to. I want to do this, and I don't know. It's kind of an awkward turn. I don't know. Let's just do it like that. So we'll just summon something there to block him out. We wouldn't have been able to kill it anyway, even if we put it there. I do like this card. Anything involving a disco ball, I like. Like the, what is it? The Mirror Nut that has such a dumb name. Yeah, my main mixed feeling about this game is the fact that, oh, it wasn't on PC, or the fact that the block meter, of course, is dumb. But other than that, it's pretty good, and I definitely gave it way more of a chance, you know, more of a series than I would have thought. Right, like, I don't regret it. I enjoyed it, but it was, like, very surprising. Both the community behind it, but just also the game itself. Like, I wouldn't have done it if I didn't genuinely enjoy it, right? I don't have any other reason to do it. You know, you could say, oh, it was because, like, on Twitch purposes, it doesn't even affect me. Like, I might get 1 or 2 more viewers or something, but it's not a big deal. On YouTube, it makes actually a big difference because I guess people are starved for content for the series. But even then, I don't really care, right? Like, I don't do things that way. But in fact, I like what I'm going to do now is that the fact that I'm doing one category only makes it so much easier for me in a lot of ways. Like, you know, now I don't have to worry about fucking Pretty Bad Mulligan. Like, I don't have to worry about uploading all these different series. I'm just, what will I upload this week? Oh, it'll just be this game because that's all I'm doing every single day. So it makes it easier for me that way, I guess. But that's true no matter what category I'm doing. So when this is over, I'm going to try to finish off some of my other series like Smite. So I'll do Smite every day, or it'll give me some freedom. I'll just do whatever I feel like. But I don't know. I feel like this guy's ranked 10. So can I start bullying low-ranked players and actually make some progress? Imagine if the season doesn't end, though. I might actually cheat and make an exception and say, oh, I can keep going. But I don't really get it, and I never look anything up, so I wouldn't even know how this works. So the overshoot is going to be also with Bullseye, which it wouldn't normally have, obviously. I like how they photobomb each other, too. Like, you can't see this guy's face because of this, or you get photobombed at the edge of the screen like that. You could do that just to save it, I suppose. I don't know how valuable that really is. And so now you'll lose the Bullseye on that, I suppose, because he's not active. He's already down to 6, dude. Like, it's only fucking turn 4. We're on the Marvel Snap protocol, where it's got to end by turn 6, which is a pretty good standard to have. We can go here. We can go here. I don't know, really, actually. Who is considered an imp out of these anyway? Like, nobody. I guess just that one. I'll do this just because, you know, the one deadly isn't going to make much of a difference. So if they come back from this, I'd be very surprised. But if you look at like a deck like this, like, why is this doing better than some of the ones that I have better cards in? Like, oh, I have Bad Moon Rising, but it doesn't matter. Or, oh, I have double Dark Matter Dragon Fruit, but it's sort of window dressing because when you play that pace of a game, it doesn't do anything for you, because unless you have really a top tier deck, well, I won't say it doesn't do anything, but it's not going to win you the game against really better decks because you're in such a tight spot. Like, it's not going to be enough. There's not really much I can do that turn, unfortunately. You do have a couple things with deadly. Even this has deadly, but it just doesn't show up. Like, sometimes it's a little visually confusing when they have so many effects together. Right, like that 100% should have deadly. It just doesn't show it exactly right. Yeah, those were the two bottom of the barrel heroes that I just never cared about. Okay. Now we're gonna go on a good streak, and it's gonna encourage me, but if we get another one of those concession bugs, though, I'm gonna be so mad. Like, come on. I'm just doing this for gravy at this point because I don't even have any faith I can do it. But no, I did say till the end of the season, so if they somehow... I still won't be able to do it, though. You can get... Well, actually, I probably would. If you gave me a whole another month to do it, I'm sure I could do it if I did it at this pace. I don't get why it wouldn't reset, though. I'm pretty sure it happens like that every month. Right, but it just said somewhere that even in the game, because I don't look anything up, like, sometimes seasons last for several months, but like when and why, I don't know how that works. That Frankenstein is pretty good, but I often don't get it. Uncreative 123, average net deck metagame clown, which probably more like the developers for this game who were so uncreative that they didn't want to fucking do anything. So we want to ignore that, but I'm a little bit nervous about it, and you know, I'm not going to blame hackers, I'm not going to blame bugs, I'm not going to blame anything, but it is just frustrating. Wait, why is that? Oh, that would just be cancel it, I guess. Yeah, there's only 3 people on my friends list higher ranked than me, so that's a pretty good thing, considering that my player base is probably the whole... my friend list is probably the entire player base for the game, as I always make fun, but there is something about this game that's weird, like whether they are bots or whether it's a case of people playing in China or something. Like, I don't get it. There's something about the market behind this game that it is more active than I ever would have imagined. You can do this, you can do this. I'm not really sure even what I want to do. See, this is the difference with me, though. Like, I don't give a shit, so, like, I don't care, but you probably should care, or I don't fucking know, so... Like, I'll do it, but I'm already playing, like, to lose if I do that, because... Well... Yeah, make it hit face. I'd rather. I reverse. I just Jedi mind trick this guy. I'm even questioning, like, I want to go face. If I don't go face, I'm going to lose. And then he goes out of his way to make me go face, but I don't know. But no, this thing gets out of hand way too quickly sometimes, and there's nothing I can really do about it. There are times where, you know, you get so constrained. Oh my god. You get so constrained with the amount of space that you have that there's nothing you can do because... And I'm dead because the block meter isn't going to save me. This guy definitely has a bullseye committed deck. Do we have combustible coming up next? There's a nice little streak that we had there, but look how quickly it can be over. You know, I'm an entitled, spoiled clown who's expecting the block meter to save me all the time. But again, just because I get saved by it doesn't mean I like it anymore. So we go here, we go combustible. No, generally the aggro decks have at least done better, and at least I like the fact that they don't waste my time as much. Right, like just go and just do it quickly, whether I win or lose. I don't want to sit around all day, which is always something I said in Hearthstone. Like, even though I don't like aggro decks necessarily, I like mid-range decks or whatever, but... You know, like exactly what Green Shadow and the Smash do for me, or even Badman Rising is exactly what I would consider mid-range. Like, you're playing for the board and you're trying to get to a point where you win, but you also don't want the game to drag out forever. You want it to be somewhere in between where you're not rushing them down by turn 6, but you're also not going to turn 15 and trying to really mill them or drag it out or get a win condition. It's just a middle of the road approach. And that can be very fun. You sometimes try to counter stuff like untrickable and just get some stuff on the board to stick. First, the plant hero, do 3 damage to a random plant. Or wait, what? Oh no, I was reading that effect like it's this guy's effect. Alright, that still didn't kill it, but I'm not too sure about this. The problem is none of this really is working too well. I mean, that's going to be a problem for me anyway, so... I hate doing this, but I guess it's okay. At least one of those is going to cost me damage, or I guess that would have cost me damage too. The fact that it would have hit face and then killed this. So it kind of worked out. You want to save up, do this, and then do this, I guess. And anything I summon is going to get killed anyway. You would have maybe liked to have done it with that, but I often don't even get to use this card very effectively at all. You have +2 for tricks. Move zombie does a bonus attack. You'll take out the stupid P-pod. So now we'll still hit you in the face for 2 though, so that's kind of a little weird. Or I mean 4. Or maybe not. I mean, we could hit you with both though. We could. You could totally be oh shit. If not for the stupid ass block meter, they'd be almost dead. So look at this. Where you have yeah, you better hope those cards are gonna save you too. Where the block meter might not have triggered though, even with all that. Right, I hate how much that isn't really within your control. This is gonna do 2 and they're never gonna expect it, even if I do it like that. Do you have lethal here? You're not even gonna have lethal there, but they're gonna get too many brains and they'll be able to clear my board and do all kind of crazy crap. It's just weird when you think about the phrasing, like whenever you play a mustache, but I think of a mustache like a trick, not like a human being. So you're saying that because you have a mustache, you are a mustache, right? You become a mustache if you simply have one. And your 2 superpowers, of course, they're gonna have an answer for all this shit, and I may very well lose. Then we've had so many games like this where we're clearly winning, but then we can never finish them off, or something crazy happens. Move a zombie does a bonus attack. You can maybe go here for the next turn. So maybe I shouldn't have used that card so soon, the extra bonus attack. But if I didn't do that, then all this shit was going to die anyway. Like, look at the infinite value that they're getting here. It's like a Yu-Gi-Oh! Synchro summon turn, where it's just like goes on forever. But at least it took a while to get into the game to do this. Like, do you even need this many brains? Like, what the fuck, man? You're not even going to use all of them. Your brains are like the real human brain, where you only use like 10% of it. Okay, come on, dude. Make a 1/1 plan. I'm sure it's going to be there. Or no, I'm surprised. Because you're leaving me too big of an opening here, but I'm sure you have an answer for it, just like everything else in the universe. 3/6, what you'd want to do is you want to, I don't fucking know. Or like, I don't know why I didn't even put it there, but... Gonna be in the same lane, or it's gonna be in another random lane? Yeah, I'm never gonna be able to break through now, and they're gonna have way too many tricks. Hey, cute chick, how's it going? The challenge is basically just, I have to get to rank 50 by the end of this season, otherwise I have to delete my account, or delete my whole collection, whatever. And it's also a free-to-play run, it's also no crafting, it's also, just like I do this rotation where whenever I lose with a hero, I have to play as the next every other one until I come back to it. Like every time I lose, I have to rotate. A lot of different formats actually, but mainly just it's no crafting. And this month I have to get to rank 50. It's sort of like the finale. I've been playing it for a while. Like a year basically. On and off. Okay, this is kind of weird. Let's see. Or I could just Berry Blast this and you'd be pretty much... But let me guess, he's gonna have an answer for it anyway because this dude has every trick in the history of the game. Let me guess. Like, why should I even be surprised, really? Oh shit, that's kind of a bad play though. Like, he's got one brain left to do. I love when I complain and then they actually don't have an answer. Like, what are the chances of that when they had so many cards in their hand? Right, that's always the thing that scares me in this game more so than most. It's just the card count is more important than the health count or anything else. That was a very unlikely game to actually win. Yeah, it's very likely that I'm going to fail now with only a few days left. I assume that, you know, I'd be lucky to get to rank 40. And the sand, yeah, I won that very surprisingly. Like, the sad part is I feel like I could do it too if I just played like an obscene amount of time. If I play like 12 hours a day, I could just somehow power through. But clearly, I have some deficiencies with my decks and stuff. But that my win rate is actually hilariously bad. But I've somehow still gotten to rank 35 because, you know, you're not getting kicked out of the rank that you're at, so you can just kind of cheese it. You know, I could lose 20 games in a row and then just win 5 in a row and then lose 20 in a row, and I could still make progress like that. This is, you could do this, you could buff something. I wouldn't mind doing, but sometimes you just gotta let stuff go, but it's actually okay. I don't like to overcommit to one thing too much. Now we can go here. I mean, see, I have legendary cards like this, so clearly it's a good collection, which actually I've been very, very fortunate over the course of this run. I can't complain. I've gotten so many good things, you know. The one that almost you can't believe, like, there's no way it's free to play no crafting. How do I have double Dark Matter Dragon Fruit? Like, that'd be virtually impossible to just get, but... And I got them pretty close to each other, too. In fact, almost in back-to-back packs. So it's crazy enough to get 2 legendaries in a row. But I guess one of them was like a legendary pack, so it was guaranteed to be something. This guy I don't really care about, and... I love the idea of doing that, but it probably isn't going to happen. Like, imagine doing that when I'm going full aggro. Like, why would you try to out-aggro me there? So it's unlikely you'll have anything for 1 mana here, 1 brain. Yeah, so he thinks he can out-aggro me, and he just doesn't understand who he's playing against right now. You're going to be down to literally... Oh, fuck me. You're going to be down to now only 7 instead of 3. Okay, it's still good, but now I'm a little bit worried. All the trash talking I'm doing. That, oh, you know, how can you be playing like this? But, let's see. You do have the Leafy synergy here. Which I don't know why I would even do that. I should just do like this. And this. I guess it's kind of a little ballsy, but what could you possibly do? Probably a lot. I'm just going to take my chances. +1, +1. You're still 1 short. You have another one. Oh, wait. Oh. Oh, shit. See, the buff counts as a... The buff counts as a pet, even though... Dude, it's your fucking chicken dinner. It's your turkey. Why is that considered a pet, dude? Alright, we'll do the Yeti. Haven't done really too well with him, but he's okay. He's pretty much just like a worse version of the Smash, for my purposes at least. I'm really surprised that Super Brains hasn't done better, though. Because I always feel like... It's the perfect combination, actually, too, with the way that I've sort of iterated on it, too. Where it's, you know, you have the aggro, but then you also have the Badman Rising upside. It's so awesome, but I just can't quite do well enough with it. Now, this is not meant to be an aggro deck, which means it's going to be even worse than those because you just have, I don't know, you have to drag the game out, but then it's going to favor people who have better decks. You at least trade in there, and you have sort of the big guns that you got to pull out at some point, but then it ends up not really being worth it. Yeah, I'm going to miss my collection here, even though I wasn't going to, you know, it seems sort of like a hollow condition at some point. Like, I was going to end the series anyway, but it's a principle, too, right? It's not even about the collection, although it will be pretty annoying if I ever want to play the game again, then I'd have to restart. But it's not even about that. It's just like the principle is I want to go off on a high note, and obviously now I'm not going to. Card game enthusiast, lifelong card gamer, hardcore gamer goes down and loses to a mobile casual card game for little kids. Like, this is a low moment. Bro literally lost. Oh, for fuck's sake. Lost to this, dude. Lost to a game for soccer moms in China. Because they can't play anything else because everything else is banned by the Chinese government, so they're left with this. Oh shit, I'm gonna get rolled over here. I don't know why it had to be at rank 35 exact that I'm getting so hard stuck, though. It makes it seem like there's something about it that's different, but it's really no different than I don't know, it's no different than the other rank 31 to 35 or 30 to 35. If we can last out a little bit, we can try to figure out... Oh shit. Oh shit, a Podfather giving a buff to another Podfather. I don't think I've ever seen that interaction. Alright, that at least we can freeze the one sucker. And we can always use this on here, I guess. This should hopefully still trade in, I guess. Or you don't even need to really use anything because... I had a couple really bad turns in a row, though, for... Oh, my fucking god. I mean, this would probably be bad. Oh, wow. Talk about overcommitting. Now, you could almost do this. And so what you have is a simple ability to use this on here, and then just I have to kind of deal with that, or I can deal with it with anything, because we have the deadly already there. And so... even as much as that guy might seem to make sense, right, for the healing and stuff, it's just not the right turn to do it. So see, I've sort of effectively outlasted them a little bit if their hand dries up, but I don't know if I'm gonna last that long. Yeah, it is pretty amazing that I had the series even go on so long. I would have never expected it, but it was more just like I couldn't decide what else to do. Now this will have strike through as well, so it should be fine. Or does it work like that when it does damage? Technically, oh fuck me. I guess if I had played it there, I wouldn't have died. So maybe I should have had the presence of mind to do that. Or you know, even if it didn't have that effect, it would have still killed me. Would it heal me like twice because it'll hit something and then it'll hit their face too? I actually don't know how that works with a heal effect like that, because there's really not very many cards in the game, if anything else, that have a heal attack effect. Yeah, I guess I'm just hard stuck at 35. I simply cannot make progress for the life of me, which I don't get. So this one is also mid-range-ish, which this one really lacks a win condition of any perceptible variety. I don't have any high cost cards. I don't have anything that's really gonna do anything for me, and so I'll do that even though I'm not happy about it, and it's gonna be kind of a waste. But what good are nuts if they're not tanking for you, right? Your whole point is to play defensively. It's gonna die before I can even do anything. You could use one nut to block for another nut. Like, I'll do this, but if only I get a spine apple, it might make it sort of worth it. Now this ends up being a waste again. Or I could just play the spine apple there and then I'll buff this. Or you could do that, I guess. I may as well, honestly, because nothing's happening anyway. So the goal here is you last out as long as you can, right? Like Wall Knight is prone to do. But then what happens? Oh, right. Nothing happens because it's just a waste of time. Right, I'm not going to have a win condition, so unless their deck is just kind of even as shitty as mine, it's not really going to go anywhere. So, oh my god. You go here, you trade in, you get a little other nut. It's not bad, actually. That value is pretty good. We're just letting them tank for many, many turns and just die out. It's not a very good thing to do. Okay, the Spine Apple would be cute. And it's actually kind of probably worth it because it wasn't going to buff that anyway. Yeah, I wonder, do people use that skull emoji much on Twitch? Because it's so big on YouTube. My friend always uses it, and it's sort of been a bad influence on me, where I've almost started using it in titles and stuff, ironically. Just, you know, it's kind of sad that that's something that is so, I don't know, like overused and overpopular. So this will kill this guy on its own. This will go here. This can go here. Not that I really care about it, but just because I have the extra mana to spare. You will actually trade in here. You need like that monolith thing or something good like that, where it switches their attack and health, or they attack with their health, basically. Did I get rid of that one phallic imagery guy? Because I feel like he wasn't typically good for me. I think he's still in here, though. You don't even get the overshoot from that, I guess. But yeah, like I wonder, how many games have I ever won, or do you see people win when you get to where you go like 100 to 0, like you're still at 20 health the whole time? I feel like that never really happens. But that's okay. We're still not going to kill that. When played, freeze all plants in the water, instead freeze all plants. That's an interaction that could just work on an environmental level. Whenever you freeze something in the water, it automatically dies because it gets like hypothermia. Right, regardless of any other effect. This one won't even do anything. Now the problem is I've sort of burned out my own hand because I don't have the ability to actually do anything here. With respect to... you know, I was trying to get them to burn out their hand, which clearly their hand's not actually that good. But I kind of hate how much I see Space Cadet. Like, it's an okay card, but it's more just situationally okay. So here, I can't really do anything. It's not worth it to do that. Move the zombie, okay. You won't even be able to kill a fucking one-cost dinky walnut, though. So how do you feel about that? What a fucking clown. And in fact, I wouldn't even still have to use a piece of removal on it, but you would think he doesn't have that many big things, and I do have a decent amount of removal, but look how long and epic this game... Oh, shit. It still doesn't even really bother me, but... Oh, we still have another piece of removal, so I could very well win this, but this just shows you their deck isn't that good. Any decent deck is going to have all kind of good late game stuff now that would have played out, and it's still going to take me forever to finish them off, and so it makes it sort of worth it to... It makes it sort of annoying, because like, look, it's turn 11, and I'm totally going to win, except I'm not, because... I guess all you need is like a bonus attack thing. If you just have like one thing that gives you a bonus attack, you know, that'd be a one shot if you just last this long. Or even that's kind of fine because, I mean, I'm not going to have anything else with that sort of attack value anyway. Make a walnut. I don't even want to make it there, but I guess I will. Because you know it's just going to die anyway on the spot. This thing is not very good most of the time either. The Conjuration could be very transformative, game-changing. And so you have the stupid ass pumpkin. I could easily destroy that. You have another strike through. You may as well just do it because that might be the biggest shot he's got here. And you have the ability to, you could potentially kill him between these two. Even if not, you'll kill him between, you know, whatever, the Piranha and the other guy. The, what is it called? Bloomerang, pretty good name. Magnets, gravity, crikey, I don't have a clue why they come back. Fucking, wait, what did it say? Like the fucking gravity, how does it work? PvZ edition. Whatever that band is, Insane Clown Posse or something. You have 3, 3, 3. Okay, you don't want that. You don't really want that. You have a 2, 3, 3. That's okay with me. I wouldn't say I've even gotten bored of the game in terms of, oh, the repetitive meta or whatever, because that's part and parcel of the whole no crafting thing, that it, whatever I have is sort of more incidental. So, like, even if it seems repetitive, it's not like, it's still sort of by choice. It's not like I have to do it. You know, I'm making the best of what I happen to have gotten, so it has like a Nuzlocke quality to it, where you just kind of have to go with what you get. Yeah, I haven't really streamed even that much this week. Every episode, well, I mean, I do it every day regardless, but it's been sort of shorter sessions, which shows you I've kind of given up, because I just don't see myself really doing this. I can go on decent streaks and win a couple games here and there, but I can't win consistently enough to what you'd have to do to really get to rank 50, which is kind of sad. Okay, that's not too big of a deal, but I kind of do have to deal with that, because none of this shit is actually going to kill it. And so you can still try to block it, but I should almost wait and just use some removal on it. This could be okay. That's going to trade in as far as I can tell. Whatever we conjure from that is clearly going to be the best card in our whole fucking deck, and it's not. But yeah, really, like if your biggest top end play is the Loco Coco, you know you're fucking missing something. So their hand only has 3 cards, so they're already clearly drawing out, but none of this shit is going to help me, dude. Like, I don't know what to even do. I can't do anything because anything I play there is just gonna keep buffing them. So these guys can get really out of hand. Plus, oh shit. I mean, my strike through could help me a little bit here too, but make a walnut. He's not gonna be able to kill it even, so that's kind of good. In fact, I have so much strike through here, it is almost going to be posing something. Fuck me. Like with this, plus all that would have been pretty good. But yeah, it'll be nice once this is over that... Whatever, we'll have sort of a more laid-back schedule for a while. But I'll still try to finish... Oh, fuck, I misclicked. I didn't mean to do that. So he'll just use the fucking frenzy shit anyway. In fact, I'm almost going to be dead from this alone, because he's going to get through everything. I was kind of meaning to do the strike through. I don't know, I accidentally clicked that. That arguably wasn't worth it, but they would have hit at least 11 there out of 12. So you would want to do this arguably, but the problem is, I don't know. because of the simple fact that you will still be able to kill it, but they'll have something else, bounce around a plant. It's sort of a dumb luck play that didn't fuck me over. I'm sure they have another answer though still too. Okay. And people really love these fucking little candy buffs. Every game is so close too, and see, that's a rank 17, so that's really deflating. If you can't beat a rank 17, what the fuck are you supposed to do? And I'm getting a little impatient with it now. Like, I'm not expecting to make a ton of progress, but like, give me something, dude. What the fuck? Why does it have to be exactly ranked 35, I mean, that we get stuck at? It was relatively consistent. I mean, as soon as I hit rank 30, though, it became very, very difficult, as I couldn't abuse the win streaks anymore, right? Like, the rank 30 to 31 was pretty quick, but then 31 to 32 took a while, then to 32, whatever, like 32 to 35 took a while, so everything has been relatively difficult. You'll make the 1-1 plant here anyway, so you don't have a choice. Or no, I guess... Yeah, what will happen? Will it get sucked into that or what? But even my own effect, it'll get absorbed. A 0-1, and then... Whatever, the pace of this game is okay. Nobody ever really gets value out of that. Because, like, you're not going to see that many gravestones anyway. It's maybe good for that one fucker, the 5-5 that everybody always has. Wait, why didn't that get pulled in though? Wait, that's weird. Oh no, because something was already there, obviously. We could do the stupid ass rolling stone. I don't know if I really want to do that or not. Yeah, there have been some pretty epic and satisfying and fun games in the course of doing this, but probably too many where it's just not even worth it. Like, it shouldn't always be that intense. Like, I can't make any progress at all, so that's a little bit unfortunate. I could certainly do the buff. I could fuck, I could do the buff, I could do the rolling stone, even though anything there can't be hurt, but it can still be destroyed by the stupid ass effect here. But I can't really do anything about the force field ever, so in fact, I almost shouldn't do it. I should expect that they're going to summon something big here, and very likely on the force field itself, because they went through all the trouble to do that. Which maybe that isn't entirely worth it, but also catch them off guard a little bit. Then we'll have two very strong plays here coming up, and we'll be basically posing lethal too. And so they have to deal with it. This is a card that I've never had in my deck, really, so I kind of made a new deck with it in there, a little different. Still kind of the same principle, though, as what I was doing. And I feel like the music has been consistently bugging out. Like, what is this part of its song right there? This sounds like a lullaby. That doesn't seem like something I normally would hear. So you have, you could sort of combine these two together, where you do this, and see, this would still work though, right? All the tricks kind of bypass that. Of course, he's gonna have an answer for fucking everything here. Double Starch Lord. I could have done this guy too, I guess. Almost doesn't seem worth it to do it on there, but because it is a force field, I mean, he's just gonna do the same shit anyway. One of these could sort of pull the rug out if you get a little extra damage here. I'm not 100% sure how this is gonna go, but no, it's not that I can't win games, but I can't win enough, and so I can kind of accept it. If it's gonna take such an obscene amount of time, that's kind of a failure in itself. Right, like, oh, I could have beaten Ava in Dark Souls 2. There was no failure state for hard mode. I could beat the mini games in PvZ hard mode, but just because you could do it and literally doing it forever. It doesn't mean that that's what it should come down to. What the fuck is going on, dude? Okay, you can get rid of this and it'll hit you for 4. Anything else that you do is not really going to be too consequential, so you're going to be down to 6, which means this guy could finish you off, but you're not going to be able to let me do that. Doesn't make sense because I just can't get enough damage in. Whatever we do here is not going to have an impact. That's going to kill this here. I can't do anything about it. What the fuck, man? I'm actually going to lose even this one. Guy's effect is kind of cute. But no, I mean, why not make a deck with just like 4 force fields in there and just fucking like... Nobody's gonna be able to deal with this shit, but it's such a slow card that I guess it's fine, but this won't die to that, but it'll get frozen, so it makes it kind of a moot point that just doesn't help me. Right, like I'm not gonna be able to get any damage in. Here you could always trade in a little bit. But no, I still haven't even played PvZ 2. Those are 2 games that I wanted to do as sort of Luigi's Mansion 2 is highly anticipated because of how much I like the first game, and then PvZ 2 would have been good. Maybe I was saving it for when I beat the hard mode, which I guess I'll never fucking do. So I just don't want it to like go offline or something because it is an always online mobile kind of shit game that I've never played at all, so sometimes that kind of ruins that. I don't know what's gonna happen with this because it's gonna hit the onion, then it's gonna go left or something, right? That would have almost helped me, but the frenzy would actually work there, and I expect that they're gonna obviously summon something in the force field. You see how annoying these games can be because I was in a good spot, now it's gonna drag on forever, and I'm in top deck mode. Like, there's nothing I can do. Even with that stupid ass effect of the football guy, I still can't prevent them from doing that. He's definitely no dark matter dragon fruit. The problem that I'm having is that I have no way to finish them off, and I pretty much give up. Holy shit. This is what I mean by he's only ranked 28 too, but he has such a cohesive, complete, long-winded, long game deck. I could probably beat him with one of my aggro decks, but you know, that would be the only chance I have. This kind of deck is playing right into his hands because it's going to drag the game out for far too long. Okay, so who comes next now? We go to Green Shadow, and then Green Shadow and Bad Moon Rising would be the next 2 to consider. Yeah, I mean, even if you had a better deck, this is how much you're going to have to play to really get something done. Right, it's going to be a lot of back and forth, repetitious kind of BS. We do have the little ice dynamic that could be very cute. Right, if I just get a freeze effect early on, or even with that buff, it can be very good because it can sort of delay the game out a bit. And just need some kind of freeze effect here, which I'm not getting, unfortunately. That's probably worth it because there's nothing else that he can do. We do have a number of buffs here. I don't know if it's even worth it to do it. Maybe I shouldn't even worry about it. So I am trying to play on the board though, so I should almost do this, or that's even perfect. Even though it still won't be that good, because it won't kill it necessarily right away. Maybe I could do it and freeze it and then buff it the next turn. Like buff it into a buff it into like a 5 or a 5-4. But I won't even have to because it'll already be at 3 health. Now what you can do is you can like do this and this. And the reason why is because, oh shit. But no, I love when they play that chest on top of another chest. You could go here instead, I guess. So that won't die, and it'll hopefully get buffed sooner or later. So my board is looking pretty good, even compared to theirs, but it is still problematic. We lose our little ice buff thing. This thing could be really good to try to clear out some of their board here, but it may still be difficult. It'll be a 2-attack thing. It won't even finish off anything. But this will be better off. That'll be a pretty efficient play. At least they're playing all their shit out. Oh, how convenient. But it'll still work. Unless they have tricks as well. It becomes deadly. Even then, it'll still trade in. But his board is actually going to be clear, except for that one little 1-2. And so you have still a pretty good chance here. Dark Matter Dragon Fruit. Like, how? How are they going to get 3 of those in the course of the beginning of the game alone? Like, even if having 4 in their deck, assuming, right? Like, come on. Environment, bounce a zombie. And then we can go to here, and all we have to do is now play the Dark Matter Dragon Fruit. And if you can do that, then okay, so now all we have to do, fuck me. It's not bad, it's just like gonna make sure that you can obviously I still have a chance to win this if I can just actually play everything on curve properly, and that would help, but I have to be able to play this, and chances are they won't be able to do anything about it, but I don't know. You know, they'll play like a 1-cost card for 7. That's still gonna... This is like the best case scenario of how this could work out, right, where you do drag the game out, and now I can play all this, but I have to get something better that I can still do. You know, why not play that there? Because it would have still... Oh, because you think you're being all cute that you get to, whatever, but... Isn't that the second time I bounced that fucker? Because I basically was able to, do it with the thing. Or was that something else? That lands right through, but it's too late for that. You're already down to literally 3, and you'll get saved by the stupid ass block meter though still. And so you have the ability to there'll be the freeze effect again. The problem is I can't really do anything about that still. But that thing will be dead. Guess I could have done the ice there, but what you have is this will come in and this will die and this will hit you for 2. Or it'll hit you for 0, actually, for now. So now... I do love that Viking Barbarian guy. Is pretty awesome. Anything that punishes the block meter. Not even bullseye, but just like... that drains their block meter, steals their block meter. And so... Now, even if you play a bunch of tricks, I'll still end up killing you with this. Even that we could freeze, so they're in a pretty tough spot because It's not that they don't have brains, it's not that they can't play tricks, but the act of doing so will virtually kill you alone. Even that will kill you. Almost. Oh, shit. If only that counted as a trick. Or if only I get something from my block meter. Okay, dude. You let the game drag out too long and the fucking bell saved him. Saved by the bell, I guess you could say. Holy shit, man. Alright, let's give Badman Rising one shot. Look how perfect it is, too. Like, everything's going fine. It seems like it's going my way. And then that has to happen. Like, why? Why does it have to be so exact, so perfect, so preconceived? Like an auto win condition, 10 stone. Okay, rank 21. I'm losing to a lot of lower ranked players too, which is surprising. Normally I'm known as the one who's sort of bullying higher ranked players because I'm able to do it in such a way that you have you know, like I was known as the Taco Slayer in this game. I have many names. So I would be like a rank 10 to 20 who was beating up on rank 30s and 40s at times because obviously I would get matched up against them against my will. Because you're able to do that just because the matchmaking in this game is busted. That's one way to keep a game seeming like it's not dead, is to, you know, you can't find a match. Okay, we'll just match you against whoever the fuck we want then. Rank 20s play rank 40s, rank 40s play rank 10s, like nobody gives a shit. So now you're going full aggro mode and you can do that. Again, do full aggro, and then if it doesn't work and you don't finish them off, then you get Badman Rising with all the weenie shit you put out there. But they've certainly emptied out their hand pretty quickly, and you also have the ability to have a little deadly thing. This is okay, and that's obviously very suited for Badman Rising itself. And so that's good. And so now you have the ability to so Captain Cucumber even in the water, that's a rare sight because he's not even fucking amphibious. So that is almost like a bug in the game. That, you know, stuff that isn't amphibious can become, well, it makes sense with a lily pad, but in most other cases, like some other transformation type effects, Badman Rising, etc., right, can just turn it into amphibious and it'll just be there. Like we've seen Zombot in the water, like his wires got to be malfunctioning and sparking out and shit. Like, what the fuck? We are still setting up for a good Badman Rising. I should almost save this guy to oh, you know what? I fucked up. I was gonna try to do that. I don't know why. I thought I had enough. The point is, we'll get the Brain Vendor with Badman Rising guaranteed. So even if one of these things stays alive, that would be fine. Which, that is not what I was expecting, so... But that was a fuck up because I had the chance to do that. Alright, so the only thing we have to do is we have to figure a way to play the Brain Vendor, do the Badman Rising. If I'd gotten another Brain Vendor, that would have been perfect. Or we could see that we get to don't use any removal here, otherwise I'm fucked. Does he know that's what I'm setting up for? Because it almost is telegraphing it. Why else would I have 7? It doesn't mean I win at all, but at least if you let me do this shit, I'd be fine. And that monolith thing might have actually helped me, which... Alright, this will always trade in, this will trade in... Or no, this won't trade in. Fuck. Because of the stupid-ass monolith. No one knows where he came from. He just appeared one day, but everyone who comes in contact with him feels changed somehow. We have this stupid-ass... guy here. I mean, I'm gonna be dead in terms of the stupid ass shit anyway. Like Cucumber alone could finish me off, assuming the block meter doesn't save me. I had a little good streak at the beginning here, but then I couldn't maintain it. I wouldn't even say like I'm throwing on purpose. I just think, I don't know. Basically everything has deadly anyway because you get to, whatever, the shark is gonna do that. So that's too bad. So we went through everything, then we go back through the aggro decks again. Solar Flare, Infinity, Combustible. Okay, see you tomorrow. Okay, so today I'm almost ready to say farewell to this game, but what's weird is the last couple times I've played it, it doesn't say that little thing in the, when you go to the ladder where it says like, oh, you know, season ends in a few days. Right, so I'm getting worried now. What if it lasts another month? Then I'll be tempted to do it, but I'll still concede it. Like, I'm obviously not going to do it now with a few days left. I'm still ranked 35. I've been stuck at rank 35 for like over a week now, it feels like. Just because I've been playing less too, because I sort of gave up, I guess. Like, I was doing longer sessions earlier, and it just wasn't... I won't say it wasn't helping, but it wasn't enough. Like, I'm obviously at a point where it's very, very difficult, and it really has nothing to do with the rank itself. It's just more like the simple fact that you don't have the luxury of blooming blitzers. Okay, the one thing we always have to check is the... I have to check what I just played as last in my little rotation. But yeah, that's a joke I haven't made with the series yet, or with even PvZ hard mode, is that there's like this beginning part of the Casey Anthony trial where they're asking her dad for like fucking hours on end about his lawn mowing habits. That's like really funny. And it's like, that is a pretty good overlap that I never ever thought of. The more obscure and random a reference is, the better it can be. So we played a Super Brains, and I'm pretty sure I lost. So I lost to Super Brains, and I guess Green Shadow. And so we'll go on to... that's typically where I like to end off with the aggro ones to start, because that's always so good. In fact, I always used to do that too, even when I wasn't doing this final challenge aspect. You got this Mario looking block over here. But no, I was doing it in the context of, I think I lost to him as well. You know, you can't judge people by just being lower ranks, but it does make me feel like, oh, I'm pretty good or something, right? Just like, oh, look, I get to flex the fact that, oh, I'm rank whatever the fuck, rank 35. Yeah, I don't actually get it. Why it's not saying that, because there should only be a few days left. I'm a little confused. I guess I can still keep playing it even after that, but I won't really constitute that I didn't fail the challenge. I don't know. So we can buy a pack, not that I have anything to lose or really gain from it, because it's pretty much over, but I hate to sort of give up like that, but you can just tell that there's nothing I can do. I mean, the only thing I could have maybe potentially done is just played for an insane, obscene amount of time. And even then, I'm not entirely confident, but it feels sort of inevitable, though, because I can beat my head against the wall and eventually make progress, like I've shown, even throughout this run till now. That's a pretty commonly used card, actually, but I'm not that big a fan of it, but let's see if we can fit it in somewhere. The fact that there's nothing new for that. So it's like, it moves to a random lane. Well, why is that even necessary? Like, why not just play it in that lane then in the first place? There's a 2-mana 4/1, which is similar to that little clockwork clown zombie guy. You can't use it in there. You can't use it in there. You could use it in Combustible and Solar Flare, I assume. Like, what would be a similar purpose, I guess it would serve? Because we are meant to go full aggro with this. We'd have to do like a 2-cost card. You could do it instead of one of these, but that tends to be pretty good value anyway. A 2-mana 2/4. You could do it like instead of this. I don't know. Like, I'm trying to understand, why is this even a good effect? What one word describes Wildberry? Unpredictable. It's like, I don't know. You play it in a lane, and then it moves to another lane. So like, the fact that it happens instantly. It's not like it's happening out of a gravestone the way the zombies do, where it can sort of bait them, right? Like you play the Gargantuar, so you play it and they expect like, okay, I'm gonna play around this by blocking it, but then you can move it, right? You know, I've won a number of games like that too. I'll have lethal, but it'll be like, oh no, they put something there, so it's gonna get blocked. So unless it has strike through, which it doesn't, but they don't know that, but then I can move it wherever I want. So with this one, it happens immediately, so I don't even get it. How does it help you? Because it's not gonna bait them or anything. I'm not even gonna bother doing it, I guess. Or I should do it as one of the two. It isn't a bad card. I just can't figure out what to really replace. Maybe there's something in here. Because like that thing is pretty good. The 2/4. I feel like the stupid ass jalapeno thing. Yeah, this thing typically doesn't get value. Just stat wise, it's a little awkward. Oh yeah, this thing I always complain about. That thing is fucking dog shit. I'll gladly put it in instead of that. Wild berry and even this thing. Wait, why isn't that in there though? I don't know, probably because I'm too lazy to even fucking do it, but some of those I'm choosing not to use because I feel like it's cheating, because it's I don't know how I got them. Like you just get them automatically. Only the Scaredy Cat and the other one. Maybe you could say, oh, it's just for playing during Halloween or during October, but it's not really a big thing because I don't know, like why you would just get it, or maybe because I played more and so I got it from the tickets or whatever without even realizing it. I guess that's possible, just because I played so much within the week or within this month. But yeah, I'm pretty much down to casual mode where I haven't really played all that much in the last week, and so there was a period where I was taking it a little bit more seriously. What this kind of does is it makes me feel a little discouraged about the Magic the Gathering sort of playthrough I was trying to do, where I'm going to try to get to Mythic and Magic, and if I can't within a month, I have to delete my account there. But if you look at the amount of time I'm doing this or not doing it, that would be very difficult. Like, you got to put in more time than that regardless. So even if I'm playing every single day, or just use like an actual meta deck, which clearly I'm not doing here with any of them. That's good. Oh, that's really good. Bullseye, Mushroom Evolution, deal 3 damage to zombies here and next door, which I probably won't get that actually, but it's still really good. This will trade in. All we're trying to do is go phase. I would like to at least get to rank 40 though, like I said, just in principle of you know, whatever I can get out of it. Just that I can, you know, get a weird flex that I got to taco rank 40 for the first time, even though I obviously still failed the challenge. You know, it is a bit brazen to do that, but I guess I should have tried to get farther earlier. Like, you go from only having gotten to rank 20 to now saying, oh, I'm going to get to rank 50, right? I'd never gotten further than that, so it's a little bit weird because I don't know what to really do about this. I don't even care about the effect then. Fuck it, we'll just do it for the bullseye. 7 bullseye, and then we're setting up for lethal next turn, and there's nothing they can do about it. Right, because I mean, there's nothing they can do about it this turn. A little risky for me to allow this to happen, but overshoot, frenzy, bullseye, holy shit. Like the jack of all trades type of card, very much like Alakir in fucking Hearthstone is the card I always compare it to. He's gonna have to react to this. He's down to 6, so this alone could almost kill him. Like these two. Or I should do like this. Oh fuck, I could have almost done that if I had both of these up. This thing is gonna fucking single-handedly destroy me. Here you should almost ignore something, but Like that maybe is good enough, so you're posing lethal in both of the first 2 lanes, but I guess the first one doesn't really matter because it's gonna fuck off. They always have an answer for everything, bro. Okay, I still don't lose, I guess, although the overshoot might be a problem. Or actually the frenzy will be a problem too, so playing that there didn't even really help. Or no, I didn't even do the math right in that. We always get everybody so close, like it's so annoying. But then we would be winning because of a random effect anyway. That stupid ass, whatever. We got infinity, we got combustible. But no, hard stuck at actual rank 35 in a way that is really weird. I got sort of a little hard stuck at like rank 31 to 32, but then I powered through and I was able to do it. And so my pace that I was saying is, oh, I should get 2 ranks every day, which doesn't seem like a big deal. Like between, you know, let's say I had 2 weeks left and I'm at like rank 30. So, oh, if I get 2 ranks every day, I can get, you know, 15 ranks in whatever. Or no, wait, that's not even right. It's more like in a week, if you get 2 ranks every day, you'll get 14 in a week, and you'll get to 50. But I didn't even do that, or I didn't even have to do that. We don't even have the block meter here at all. We have to figure out. All right, that's kind of okay. This is a rank 47 hardcore tryhard taco clown, so we better taco tryhard, as I call them. What you have here, you can go like this, go like this. Maybe I should have done that in the opposite order, I guess, or something, but no, speaking of that trial, or just these public trials in general, that I did sort of react to one of them. I could do that as my next form of content, and apparently you can get away with just showing them too, even though I hate that kind of content, or I always say that it shouldn't be a thing that you even do, where you just like steal people's stuff and just show it. Watch the entire season 1 and 2 and whatever of MasterChef, even though you even though, you know, you don't have permission to do it, like XQC. But the whole thing is like, I could react to a trial or something. Or I was thinking like you could make those 1v1 edits like how they have in, you know, this character versus this character, and it'll be like this really fast-paced short, and it'll show all like the stats, like who has higher intelligence, who has higher this, higher that, right? IQ, battle IQ. So you could do that with lawyers like Jose Baez versus Juan Martinez from the, you know, Jody Arias trial versus the Casey Anthony trial and stuff like that. It would be kind of fun. So you can do this, and you can do you can pop the sucker here, which this is pretty worth doing because fuck me. Because that thing is gonna get out of control as if it already hasn't. That's quite the interaction. So you could say like, oh, maybe I should have gotten rid of it sooner, because you would have known that it's going to be a big deal based on how they're playing it. But, you know, I guess I should have done it. So this could at least be a good sort of unexpected thing to do. Right, this is where the zombies can always have those reactive, sneaky plays that the plants can't have, because the plants have to do everything all at once. And so we can freeze that. Not that it's going to matter a whole lot. Well, actually, it does matter. And so we see he baited himself, even like, oh, he's going to do it in the environment or some shit. So, well, you know, I fucked that up a little bit. Because it's gonna get absorbed by the block meter, so why does it even matter? You know, my whole philosophy with that is I don't want to make this guy a higher priority target than he already is, because he already has deadly and he's already a 2-4. So make this guy a higher priority target, so he has to go out of his way and kind of split his damage and removal. But there, it was probably the wrong choice, because it's the wrong choice because you still got absorbed by the block meter, so I wasn't really thinking it through. This is going to be You do that one, is probably not a bad idea. So I might very well win this here. And that card is going to help me quite a bit. Okay, he loves this shit and he's going to keep farming cards, but is it going to be enough? And the answer is he would have to come down to an AoE. That doesn't even bother me too much. Because, well, he's almost going to kill me just from this shit alone. I mean, this interaction is kind of nasty, but the point is I would have to end it, fucking end it right now. I think I'm just dead because this effect alone is pretty much going to kill me. You won't get the bonus from this. Or, I mean, I guess my other shit could absorb it too, but what a great fucking game. What a great outcome. Fun and interactive experience. The expectation would be I would basically kill this, but I can't. In fact, he's already going to kill me with this alone. With the bullseye before I can even fucking do anything. And now we'll do combustible. Fuck you. I don't like you anyway, Infinity, even though Infinity's been pretty good to me. Like, you know, the aggro decks have definitely surprised me and impressed me and done better than typical. As far as, you know, why is combustible there? I guess because I was just looking at the deck. Right now because I played it last, just because I was trying to add that stupid wild berry to it, which I didn't even really care to do. But yeah, if people say that, that would kind of piss me off. Like, oh, haha, you could have built the deck this, such and such. I don't believe there's much I could do with what I have that's going to be much different than this. Right, like, it might make a little difference, but pretty much what I have is what I have. It's just like... Which, again, some of it is really good, but I think I'm lacking, like, a full synergistic element to it. You know, the plant doing... You know, I don't even have to do that, though. But the plant doing the bonus attack would give me another card, which is not a big deal, but now I could do it like this, or... Almost doesn't seem worth it, but... Or this can summon itself, can it? Or it can even do the Imp throwing Gargantua thing, which is kind of shitty compared to the Gargantua throwing Gargantua, which they almost cost the same amount. You could really do both of these, actually. Or I should have done that maybe first, because sometimes I try to play like too fast in this game and it kind of fucks me up. Because now it might summon it there and I don't want it to. And there's plenty of other imps you could get from that, right? It doesn't have to just be that. So both of those games we had a pretty good chance to win here, and you know, it's just getting outvalued at some other weird point, so this is pretty handy, and that's unfortunate. I almost would be content with this somehow if I just don't even do it. Are you just gonna fucking do this endlessly? Like, what is the point, bro? Now it'll summon another one there. Like, fucking... What was the point of that turn, dude? I shouldn't have even bothered. You have one minion out there. Now you still have one minion there between these two lanes. Like, I could have just not played anything. I was trying to be all cute and save this from having to be used, but... Okay, we'll do that just for the fuck of it. Once again, we're gonna get somebody super low, but not be able to finish them off. But... You do this, you could do this. In a way, that's almost a favorable trading proposition here, where I can kill it with no repercussions here. The P-pod shit is gonna go here. I guess I'll do this just to save it. That's a reasonably efficient play. Nothing of mine is gonna die. They're only gonna have their little professional clown guy out here. I mean, science zombie. So you're posing a pretty good lethal. Let me see what else I get. You will not get the leafy synergy here, though, unfortunately. This is okay. This is kind of pointless. With the high attack value, it's still fucking dumb. So, is he really not gonna... Yeah, I was gonna wonder. Like, he's really gonna just let that sit there and not deal with it? At least we've traded into his stuff pretty well. Like, his board isn't that good now, but... it's a case where that is going to fuck me over a little bit. I don't know, it's just around like turn 6 or 7 that it ramps up so hard. Right, the values start to get insane with what they give you. So I shouldn't really care about what happens here, but I will. Because if I can just get one thing to survive, I can finish him off with that, but it probably won't happen, or maybe it will with this. If only I could have popped the block meter at least here, I would have been fine. Or actually, anytime anything is damaged, it's gonna die, so it doesn't matter. I actually forgot. And the point is, any of these games would have been potentially winnable, but it's just not meant to be. And I'm still not even dead, but you would need this as a finisher, and I don't even have anything I can play. So I'm fucked. Oh. I like that principle of just like show your opponent everything you have, right, just as an honor code when you're about to lose, just so they know what you could have or couldn't have done, or even when you're about to win, maybe, which isn't BM. You're just trying to show it, play it out. You know, I'm somebody who doesn't believe in resignations in games generally, like in chess and other stuff. Sometimes it'll piss people off that I don't do it, but it's like, you want to just see the proper outcome. When I win, I don't want them to resign. I want to do it all the way. If I'm going to take the time to sit there for an hour or whatever in a classical game, right, I want to see it play out all the way. Or if not, then I don't want to even bother doing it at all. Instead of like, oh, we're going to concede and ruin the fun. You don't get to see the fun interaction like in a card game. Like, I don't want to just win with a deck like a gimmick deck in Hearthstone or something. I want to win the way that I want to win and have the exact interaction and format and everything that I want to do with it too. So I may or may not ever get to rank 36 at the rate that I'm going, which is really quite surprising. So hopefully I draw a 2-cost pet of some kind to try to trade in. So these kind of decks are going to be less conducive to aggro and more so just trying to trade. The only one of which I would like would be Bad Moon Rising, but even that doesn't work because you would need to I don't know. Now I could return it to his hand and then I could fucking give him that effect again that he seems to like so much. But I'll just let it go. But no, you are trying to trade in on the board, but that kind of rewards some of these better decks anyway, that you're able to or no, I mean, it's not the battle cry that does it, but still they would obviously sometimes one plan provides both the army and the navy. That's actually kind of a good quote. Okay, that was kind of a needless back and forth there, but no, isn't it weird, like they only got like maybe 3 or 4 of them, whatever, in there. So how did they already get it? This is what pisses me off. It almost makes it seem like they're hacking or something. How do they always get it so fucking quickly? The game just started. They got the interaction a couple times. They have a 40-card deck, and yet they're getting that shit on the fucking demand. Okay, the deadly will still take care of that shit, but that's a little bit annoying. Move a zombie. I'm surprised you didn't just make me hit face. Like, that's still okay. In fact, if anything, then maybe the click piece could be better too. You know, I wouldn't want to bounce it because it could fuck me over with another click P buff. Okay, save that. And so you have Okay, now I could flip something, but they could play it back relatively easily, so maybe I'll just do that, try to block the stupid ass beanstalk. And see, now I'm kind of fucked up because I didn't know that that was going to happen. That card has won me a lot of games with that sneaky effect, but I guess it just lost me one there, even though it wouldn't have really mattered. I don't know, you have to have a certain amount of more faith than what I do here. Right, I didn't think it would be this this deflating at this stage, but you know, there's only so much I can do. I'll kind of stand by it, but so basically I don't know how to even delete an account here, but at least I'll disenchant everything, and then obviously the implication is I can't craft anyway, so that'll be it. Like, I won't have anything left. So even if I was to come back and play, the only thing I would have is my heroes. I would have the Yeti and Combustible, but other than that, it's basically a new account. There should be nothing else that I can do. Or I could somehow just make a fresh account, but it's basically the same purpose. Like, what good does it do me? I'll do that just because I don't like the whole... I like to spread stuff out more at the beginning, but also it feels like a waste of that effect if you don't do it. I do like this card. Maybe some people wouldn't like it as much as me, but it's pretty good value. It's pretty easy to get the effect. You know, 3 mana, 4/4, nothing extraordinary, but this card we're starting to see more and more actually with respect to it is a good value card for sure. Now if it ends up here, it won't actually kill it, because that would be, or will it be before combat here rather than before combat period? I actually forget. I guess it would still work. Yeah, why does that give me that one again so many times? Like, fucking, there are other imps in the game. There's plenty of imps. We don't have the team up effect here at all. And this isn't meant to be an aggro deck either, but I don't know, I feel like I'm too tired some days to even fucking do this much shit, so I don't know what I'm gonna do actually after this is over. I'm gonna open up my schedule finally, and like, I don't have fixed days anymore, but I kind of wanted to finish some of these series and I just can't do it because you see how shitty and casual I am right now. And the problem with Magic is if I don't do it now, then I'm screwed, because you know, my collection will fall behind to whatever minor extent I even have a decent collection. I thought if I did this, I'd be encouraged. Like, okay, I'm going to do it with this, then I'm going to do it with Magic. But the difference is there. I guess I won't have any format sort of restricting me, but even then, it's still going to be very, very difficult. And again, the keyword being time consuming. That it's unbelievable how long some of this shit takes. But then again, I guess I'm sort of being unfair with that too. The reason why it takes so long is because your deck isn't good. If I was using a meta deck, this shit would have been over already, probably. Even though it seems like people who do that are struggling a little bit. But, you know, then it becomes an eventuality, though. Right? If it's a rank 50 caliber deck, you know, what do you think's going to happen? You don't think I could do it with that? Like, obviously, none of these decks are rank 50 caliber decks. Or even within the collection I have, right? Is it possible to make one with exactly the collection I have? Probably not exactly, but it would take forever still to do it. Like, you'd have to play a shit ton of games. You're not going to win it in an easy number. Right? I'm not saying I'm not making mistakes here and there either, but just it's not that big of a deal because I don't know, there's a big difference, right, between, oh, maybe I made like one little mistake in this one game versus, oh, it's going to make a difference of 15 ranks and like all this kind of crazy shit. Especially when you're losing to some of these bugs and black screens and fucking concession at the beginning of the game and stuff. These rank 50 bots. This is why it's good to have it on video too. It's not just me being salty about the fact that I'm gonna fail this. It's the fact that I have all these things on video that I can always use as a context and an excuse. Not that I really would, but okay, I really am starting to hate that fucking car though. We have a fuckload of strike through, so I'm happy with that. There's really not a whole lot of damage that I'm taking, so I don't have to worry about it. You'll get in 7. Wait, what? Wait. I don't get it. It didn't say they conceded in the proper way. It showed it like they actually just died. Like, that's weird. I'm assuming that's what happened, but they didn't show it properly. No, but the best measure of that too is like, can I make a rank 50 deck? No, I can't even make a fucking structure deck, or what is it called? A strategy deck. Look at this. This is my collection. 9 out of 40, 12. So even these, assuming that those are even that good, I cannot even fill those up, let alone something that would actually be meta, right? Assuming any of those even are themselves capable of rank 50. So it's just dumb because, again, my collection is good. It has some very good things in there. Combustible is actually pretty close with the poison powerhouse thing. Yeah, green shadow, that would kind of tell you the quality of some of these. Yeah, I'm never gonna get another hero at this rate either. Let's just do like one more. I'm fucking tired. Or maybe we could do a couple more. Yeah, I'm just doing it for fun at this point. Like, I accept the fact that I fail, which I'm normally never like that, but you can just tell, like, I don't know what I can do, so it really is very tough. You know, you could play this perfectly every game. Not saying that I even am, but it is an approach thing too. Like, it's kind of subjective. Oh, should I berry blast the face on turn 2? And then it's like people question that, but the reality is, if I don't do that, then I fall behind in the pace of the game, and then I'm never going to win anyway. So there's a certain insecurity and self-awareness you have when either you think your deck is bad or collection is limited or whatever, that you would be able to acknowledge the big picture, that you have to have a certain approach and style that you're going for. And the way that you do that is by, you know, typically hard committing and having aggro be the benchmark here, because you're not going to have much luck with any of these other kind of decks, right? Like, oh, this deck is mid-range and it's going to last out a long time, but then you're not going to win because anybody who has a decent deck is going to have better cards and better synergy and better rhyme and reason to what they're doing than what I do. That's untrickable. There's not much we can do about it. But I guess I should do something about it because, again, we're trying to trade on the board and stuff. Which, again, I might prefer that as a style of play where I don't even like aggro, but I have no choice because you have to. I would have done that the other way, actually, right? The only other Peanut fan in the history of this game. Everybody always tells me that's such a shitty card and I shouldn't use it, but no, Untrickable is interesting in this game because it works in such a way that is even better than in most card games, which means that it does everything that would be beneficial, right? It's unaffected not by tricks overall because yours will still work on it, but only zombie tricks, and it's unaffected even in an AoE sense where, like, if I do the chickens or something to them, right, it won't affect them either, which is very rare, right? Like elusive, evasive in Hearthstone or hexproof in Magic. Elusive, evasive is the worst because your opponent can't target them, but you can't target them either, right? That's the same effect. Like the same principle. And so it's a case of, again, elusive, evasive in Hearthstone means your opponent can't target it with spells or hero powers, but neither can you. So you have to give up the fact that you can't buff it or heal it or whatever. And of course, AoEs will still work. Then hexproof in Magic is a little better, where your opponent can't target it, but you can. And it also gets hit by AoEs, and then this game takes it to the next level. These are the 3 layers of it, and that's one of my favorite mechanics, obviously, in card games in general. But it's like, it's a case where in this game it's the next level where, again, your opponent can't target it, you can target it, and it's immune from AoEs and other effects as well. So that is a god level, actually, which would matter more, I guess, if there were more untrickable cards in the game. But as with everything, there's like fucking nothing in the game, period. This won't even survive, so what's the point? I don't even get it. Yeah, in Hearthstone, again, your opponent can't target it. Or, I mean, you can't target it either. In Magic, you can target it, but not your opponent. And then in this game, you can target it, but not your opponent. And AoEs can also target it, or can't target it. Well, I mean, by definition, AoEs don't target stuff. That's the whole point. But, you know, it bypasses all of that shit. No, I do like this sort of obsessive commitment to one thing, which in a way maybe some people wouldn't like it, that whatever are familiar with me, like they'd be expecting me to play chess or do this or do that, but I'm okay with it. I think it's about time. I've been doing the schedule for long enough. I don't know why I eventually even started doing it. Like, I thought at some point, I don't want to see a disgusting act by Repeat Moss over here. I forget exactly when I started doing that, but like somewhere in 23, I guess, where, you know, every day was like a fixed category and I just committed to it. It sort of just came about incidentally, where I would sort of just alternate days anyway, right? Like I had like 4 or 5 secondary series that I would try to fit in. So like Monday I would try to fit in Magic, and Tuesday I would try to fit in chess, and Wednesday I would try to fit in something else. And so then I said, okay, let's just formalize that and say that's what we're gonna do every day. Like every Monday is Magic, every Tuesday is chess, etc. But it doesn't have to be like that. I would say, oh, it should just be on a whim where I get to do whatever I want whenever I want, but the reality is that that can get a little bit immersion breaking, because then I don't have any structure, so then I just get distracted, and which is still fun, but we'll give it a shot for now at least. So Walnut into Green Shadow. Hey Astros, might this be a game called PvZ Heroes? Indeed. The only thing I've played for now almost the whole last month. Or mainly like the last 2 weeks, I guess. Because yeah, at the beginning I was ill-advised, or I really thought I could get away with not doing it every day and still get to rank 50. Now, even by doing it every day, I still can't get to rank 50. Cut your grass, what a name. Yeah, I don't really get even when the season ends now. I assume it's on the 15th, but it normally will tell you that. If it says like 2 or 3 days away, I really don't see how that makes sense. Either way, I'll concede it. So yeah, I only have like 2 more days left within my big smoke. Little GTA San Andreas fan over here. Right, so I'll take a little break after this, I guess. And no, but I should still finish Smite and my other series. I don't know. I'm really not sure what I should do with that level of freedom with my schedule, because I haven't had that in a while. Because originally it would be like, oh, I would have enough time to do some other category and then, right, whatever my schedule was. But now it's like, oh, I only had enough time for the secondary category. And then it's going to be, and of course this was one of them. I don't know what I'm even doing here. So I'll try to finish Smite. So those should be my 2 series that I'm trying to finish. Smite and Magic. And then after that, I should just sort of net deck for once and just fucking say, you know, oh, haha, look how good that makes me out to be, even though it doesn't. And I see through the means argument that I always explain to people, but the reality is that I guess this would work. What are your current favorite owned cars? That's a good question. I guess, I mean, Dark Matter Dragon Fruit, I love the untrickable aspect of it. Or whatever, increasing the cost of it. That's kind of an easy one. I love the Mirror Nut, which should really be called the Disco Nut. I love the, I would say I should have to look through my collection, but if I really like them, I shouldn't have to think about it that much. I like the Football Guy. Probably somewhere along those lines, those three. Some of them I might just like the look of them or the animations and stuff too. More so than the actual quality of the card. I guess I could freeze that. Okay, I'm getting rolled here. Football guy. Yeah, the 6'5". Yeah, there's multiple football guys. Also, I actually don't even know the name of it. It's the 6'5" with the increases the trick cost by like 2 of your opponent. Yeah, that's literally how I name cards. That's what I call them in PvZ hard mode too, just the football guy. Very creative name. I wish I had the Octo Zombie. That would be one of my favorites that I don't have. Okay, I'm obviously gonna lose this one. I'm getting smoked big time here. Oh, fuck me. Why do I never get a good Badman Rising? Yeah, it's not this one. Actually, we speak of the devil. And look how awkward he looks when he's in the water. Is that like a bug or what? Why does he look like that? Yeah, let me actually look through these and learn the names of some of them for what it's worth. So like if we look through... What is a card that I really like here? Most of these are ordinary. I do like the berry. It's kind of cute, but I wouldn't say it's one of my favorites. I just kind of find that kind of fun statting. Anything that gives you conjuration I like. But no, this is one of my favorite cards in the game for sure. Right? I just love it. The whole philosophy behind it, turning defense into offense. That's amazing. I'm not a big fan of Starlord. Like, he's good value, but... Oh, I actually like this guy a lot, too. He's kind of grown on me over time. It's just a fun, good value card. He'd be okay. Loco Coco is fine, but I'm not always going by like card value, right? Like how good it is, just preferential basis. Nothing really within the Klabloom that I like too much. Yeah, Mirror Nut is up there for sure. None of these are really too special to me. Repeat Moss, I just like making that joke because it's one of those super specific and obscure ones that nobody would ever understand and nobody's ever made in the history of this game besides me. Cattail is a travesty what they did to this compared to how busted it is in the actual PvZ game. I like this guy. This is like a mid-tier. Like, it's not one of my favorites, but I do love any effect that involves punishing them for playing tricks, whether it be increasing the cost, whether it be doing damage to them, whether it be untrickable. I like all of those mechanics a lot. If you like Mirror Nut, you should search. Yeah, I know that one. I don't have it, but where it turns your attack into, yeah, defense into offense. Exactly. It turns your health into... It should be in here, actually, because it's, it must be a Guardian card, right? Yeah, here it is. All plants and zombies attack using the health instead of their attack. No one knows where it came from. He just appeared one day, but everyone who comes in contact with him feels changed somehow. Let's see, what else do we have? I didn't like too much in there. So, like, which categories do I not really care for according to this? Kabloom and Mega Grow. Apparently, I don't like too much. I do like Guardian a little bit, just based on this narrow view. The beans are kind of stupid. Snake in the Grass I like. That's sort of a mid-tier card. Dark Matter Dragon Fruit. And again, you might think, oh, well, of course, haha, what an unoriginal favorite card. But it's not because he's a 6/6. It's not because of the splash damage. It's not because of Amphibious. It's not because he's one of the best cards in the game. It's only because of the trick cost effect. He could be an 8 mana whatever, you know, he could be a 6 mana 2/2 whatever, any statting, but just that effect alone, like an ongoing Loatheb effect. I love Captain Cucumber because he's really good for budget players. Yeah, he is kind of nuts. And I quite frankly, I see him like way too often. This is kind of a unique card that I didn't see this at all during like the first 6 months or 9 months of my playthrough or whatever, and over the course of this, maybe only even this month, I've seen it a ton. So I don't know if that's some new meta that people are using, or maybe just because I'm facing more hardcore players than normal. This would be a card that I actually would like, but I'm not allowed to use it because I don't know how I even got it. But either way, I kind of like the value statting, conjuration. Nothing really there that I like either. So yeah, those are the only two cards that really stand out for the plants. Are the this is kind of a good final card review. Are the Mirror Nut and the Dark Matter Dragon Fruit. And then for zombies, I would say Bad Moon Rising is definitely up there, even though I seemingly never get a chance to actually fucking play it. You know what's funny is actually probably this is my favorite card. For at least this, what is it called? The Beastly. It seems weird, but a 6 mana 7/8, wow, that's just good statting. I like that more than the Frenzy. I like that more than the Nurse, the Healing, right? It's just, this sort of speaks to me. Give me like sort of these, give me a 7 mana 8/9, or you know, just stuff that has a little better statting than its initial value, assuming the whole logic and math behind statting should be a 1-to-1 ratio, right? Like a 6 mana 6/6 is average value. You know, 5 mana 5/5, whatever, effects notwithstanding. So yeah, just his playing above his value is what I like. For this one is Bad Moon Rising, obviously. I could care less about most of the rest of those cards. It's not exactly a new meta, but you're in Diamond League now, that's probably why. You know, I would say that, but what's funny is I've been facing people in Diamond League for a while. Like even when I was ranked 15, I would face people who were 30 plus, so it shouldn't matter that much. Fun fact, Deep Sea Guard got buffed twice. Originally it was 6 cost 6/6, and it really, that's so weird. It was a 6/6/6, then it was a 6, well, it was buffed from a 6 mana 6/6 because that's the satanic number. You can't have that. Then it became a 6/6/7, then a 6/7/8. That's pretty awesome though. That's almost like the, what is it, the Flame Wreath Faceless, set 4 mana 7/7, even though that's still vastly different value. But just given the state of the game, I do like the Frankenstein one. Some of the event cards are actually pretty fun, or at least the ones that I happen to choose to get. I guess he'd be my favorite one of this, but mainly, yeah, this one's more for his animations and his look. I love the way the little one looks on his back and all this kind of stuff. It's alive, it's alive. Okay, strictly speaking, it's not alive. That was more just for the look of it than the effect and everything. The Raw Zombie I love to hate because I think it's such a shitty card, actually. Yeah, the football guy here would make sense. I like armor as a mechanic. I like the cost more defensive end. And this is and even like what he's holding is kind of creative to the whole football vibe. What is all this shit here? Nothing is good. The cowboy, I'm not really a big fan. I'm not really a big fan of any of these, actually. I like the way the shark looks, but it's, I guess, the only card that I like is this, is the football guy and the, maybe the Frankenstein, a Bad Moon Rising. Yeah, if I was to pick between those 6, or what was it, like maybe just 4. The Frankenstein I'm not too enthusiastic about, so it would be between Bad Moon Rising and it would be between the defensive end. So I'll pick Bad Moon Rising because it's much more transformative and interesting and everything like that. So now we're between Bad Moon Rising, Dark Matter Dragon Fruit, and obviously the Mirror Nut. Dark Matter Dragon Fruit, I do like the effect, but it's not as fun. It's more just good value, right? So we got Mirror Nut and we got Bad Moon Rising, and I'll probably pick Mirror Nut actually over Badman Rising, surprisingly, just because, again, I like the look of it, I like the effect of it, I like the philosophy behind it, I like how consistently you can play it and how easy it is to use, whereas, again, Badman Rising takes a lot more effort to get that. So that was almost like a little tier list. My favorite card in the whole game is Mirror Nut, followed by Badman Rising, followed by Dark Matter Dragon Fruit, followed by Defensive End, at least of what I have, followed by maybe the Frankenstein. Those could be the top 5. I think if Raw Zombies is a 5 cost, it would be balanced. Tomb Razor is extremely OP. Let's see, what is that? I probably just looked at it, but as usual, I'm not very good with names here. Yeah, it's like the card game, video game version of not being good with names. Like, if you're not good with names in real life, you'll know somebody by their face or whatever, but... Let's see. When it hurts to play hero, make a random gravestone. Yeah, that can be really good, actually. Okay, so what did we just play as? We played as Green Shadow. Let's just do Badman Rising here. But yeah, I come up with nicknames. His nickname is Badman Rising because I don't care about Super Brains aside from that. Will we get a chance to actually play it, though, is the big question. And the answer is, as usual, probably not. It is kind of frustrating, actually. I waited so long to anticipate it, and only one of the zombies I have could use it. And off that one, he's pretty bad. And even when I do get to play as him, I never get to use it. Or even when I do get to use it, it's on a pretty shitty board where I don't have enough stuff out there. Super Brains becomes kind of irrelevant once you unlock... Yeah, which I never will unlock him because he's either one of those you have to buy with real money, or I just never get lucky enough to get any heroes in a pack anyway. Yeah, it's good to hear that because I never really liked him anyway. Like, who is the best character who can use Badman Rising? Because it's a real bummer that only one of my characters can even use it. It's probably that other guy who's like, has the weird helmet. I forget his name. He kind of looks a little bit like me, but he has like a more cool looking outfit. I think maybe Rust Bolt. I'll have to look through actually just to see like who I could be missing out on potentially using Badman Rising with. So see, I could use this with Badman Rising guaranteed. Or I could just do this and then I could do both of these. Steal his block meter, do this. My whole card text is bugging out too. Let me just see a super fun Badman Rising interaction before I have to retire this whole fucking existence and account and game. Because that's what is about to happen here. Best Badman Rising user is Huge-Gigantacus. It's really only because of his superpowers access to TP and TP Zombie. I really would have thought like the Smash or somebody like that would be able to use it because that feels like part of their playstyle. That you would summon a bunch of stuff in the mid-range and sort of just transform it. It seems kind of consistent actually, but I don't know. Either the Yeti or Smash should probably be able to use it. That's cute, but chances are I'm not even going to last long enough to be able to play it, so it doesn't matter. But no, I turned this into an aggro deck, which is kind of cool. That we were able to, Wow, look at me, I'm in a highlighted message. Yeah, I read everybody's comments anyway, so it hardly matters, I guess, at my stage. It's better if you're a bigger streamer, you know, and you have a super active chat, then it would kind of stand out more. Yeah, that's what people, my regular viewers, will sometimes complain about. They have all these channel points and nothing to do with them because it's just like, you know, I don't really have too many good rewards or anything. In fact, I turned most of them off. Oh, shit. Wait, I should still survive, though, I think. Because you get to, well, I still should survive, but actually I won't because You're just doing that for the fuck of it. Yeah, I'll get denied playing Bad Moon Rising yet again because, you know, I just died before. I mean, it's only turn 6. It's unbelievable that this ends so quickly, even when I'm playing an aggro deck too, and I'm not trying to do anything with that. But yeah, let's see who else could potentially even use it. It's gonna be Brainy or whatever. So, right. So who is a Brainy hero besides this? Rustbolt. I feel like I've seen him use it pretty effectively before, so I would give him some credit that he would at least be better than what I have here. And who else would be Brainy? Professor Brainstorm probably could be good. It could be him. I mean, a lot of people can use it actually. But even if you exclude him for being pay to win, whatever BS you have to do to get him, you could have. I feel like probably not her. Make a zombie. Actually, this kind of works pretty well with it because for only one, you're getting a free zombie out there. Let me see which one would make the most sense. And making Zombat, so you could use those two together or whatever. Right, that effect could certainly make sense. But he doesn't make as... No, that makes sense too. Dance Off. So both of those would be good. Rustbolt could be okay. What's his other effect? No, actually, he makes the least sense. And of course, Super Brains kind of sucks for that as well. But the point is, the only two that have an effect that actually synergizes with it would be something that summons something, which would be either him, right, that could summon two things, or one. This could summon one, or I believe that's only still one. Right, it's not like it's two copies of them, so I guess Professor Brainstorm would be the next best thing, because he's, debate whether Molekill or Bad Moon Rising is better. Very controversial topic. Well, considering I don't even have Molekill, I probably don't feel too strongly about it, but I would say Bad Moon Rising is still better, but this has some circumstantial uses that is pretty good. Like if you know it's going to make one thing and one thing only. This is good, but it's sort of limited in scope. But you know why it's probably better in a practical sense is you get to use it more often. You'll probably be able to play this every single game, whereas Bad Moon Rising you'll only get to play some games and it'll only be partly effective. So I could see that on a usability level, but you trigger the Molekill fan. But no, it is a very good card. Actually, it's kind of underrated. It doesn't seem that good at first glance, but like, you know, what's the interaction with it that's like Zombat 9000 level where, you know, you do it to an 8 cost and it summons a guaranteed 9 cost because there's only one of them in the game. So you know what you're gonna get from it, right? Like you'll do it to a 7 cost and you know you're gonna get this, and it still triggers the effect on there. Like do it to an 8 cost and you know you're gonna get this every single time, which is kind of stupid in a way that it works like that. Yeah, you play this and then you strategically play that on top of it, and you know you're gonna get that. I don't think I've hardly ever seen anybody actually play this card. If I had this with Wall Knight, I'd be so happy because it'd be so perfect, because it fits within the fact that I always last so long. I just can't do anything when I do, right? So I just kind of give them an opportunity to do something. But you know, it's kind of doing what Bad Moon Rising does, but it just is too expensive. The Cornucopia, obviously, or it's kind of like the Bell in a way. Cornucopia plus Molekill also, yeah, that might be a little overkill, but but no, that's kind of too expensive too. I've seen it used to pretty good effect. Like, what is the card that even does that? Whatever, like make a zombie that costs 1 more, or like increase the cost by 1. So like you see that so often because people are trying to bait this out. They'll have like an 8 cost card out there. Not that there are too many 8 cost cards anyway in the game, but you know, just the fact that it's guaranteed is kind of a troll interaction, because yeah, I forget how people even do that. You'd really only have 2 options, this one and the other. I love the way this guy looks, actually. First, Gargolith. End of turn, all Gargantuas hide in gravestones, which is pretty insane. And again, if you get that from an effect like Bad Moon Rising, it'll automatically, you know, be triggering based on that alone. Plankwalker and Octo. But yeah, the Octo Zombie would have been one of the favorites of mine that I wish I had. I just love his infinite value effect. Alright, so I guess we went through our typical batch, so not much more I can do with this. So we'll never see Taco rank 40 either. This is as far as I could get, apparently. So we're pretty much ready to retire the series, but I don't know how many days left there'll be. It's not really telling me, actually, when it normally does. Firefighter Zombie plus Intergalactic Warlord. All these interactions that I've probably never seen before. Oh, but that's really slow. Like, that is a cool effect, but that would take forever because both of those cards are expensive. So if you have the time to do that, I'm not really even that impressed by that, actually. All for like a +2/+2. You know, is that the best you can do compared to like Lorthamar value in Hearthstone or something? Obviously, in the state that this game is in, that makes more sense, but you know, that seems like too much work. That's like 14 mana just to give everything +2/+2. By which point, any good deck should have pummeled you into the ground because, you know, the pace is just way too slow with what you're doing. I feel like I've never even seen this card played. This does 1 damage to the plant hero. This is kind of a pretty funny way to interpret it. That's a real... Oh, I'm sure it's a real combo, but... True value is Colonel Corn plus Venus Fly Trap. Wait, what? Colonel Corn. When this does damage, heal your hero that much. Wait, that doesn't even make sense. What does that have to do with it? Oh, the environment. Yeah, I've seen that one actually before. Yeah, you just play it on there and then it'll... That one's very good, yeah. That's almost like a Reno Jackson full heal type moment where you can rely on that, you know, in a long game. That is pretty insane because, yeah, it'll heal you for whatever 20 damage crazy amount that it does. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I knew that before I even saw it because I've seen somebody do that before. When a plant here hurts the zombie hero, draw a card. But yeah, I don't know what to really do because I've pretty much beaten these decks into the ground with how much I played them, and it's been fun, but there's really not much I can do. Like, does it seem like I have a rank 50 deck in here with all the shit that I have? And I don't really believe so. I feel like it's close because I do have some really good cards, obviously, but it's just missing something. And again, not just in terms of card quality, but more so in terms of synergy. You would need like 1 or 2 things to make it secure. Because again, my win rate has just never been good enough. Like, I can beat rank 40s, I can beat people, but I can't beat them enough. But it does make it seem like I have a pretty good collection because I have like half the cards in the game, right? Like, just in terms of the raw number. This feels bad because you would think, oh, you have 2 Dark Matter Dragon Fruits, that should be an auto easy win, but you would need something a little extra here. Everybody loves these fucking beanstalk things all the time too. It sounds like you have a soundboard with a cough sound effect. Yeah, I'm a little sore throat. Okay, let me do one more game, I guess. Who's gonna be next? We did Green Shadow Super Brains. Let's do Solar Flare. as the sun sets on this very playthrough itself. Super Brains becomes a soundboard with a... Oh no, I somehow read something else. Oh yeah, we get to play Wild Berry for the first time, which I don't really care too much about, but it seems pointless because it happens all in a contemporaneous way. You know, not the way the gravestones work, so it seems kind of useless to me. We just go full aggro. Yeah, Solar Flare definitely redeemed herself in the eyes of my hatred of her the whole playthrough. That she is at least okay here when you commit to full aggro. Moves through a random lane, which in this case isn't going to matter because there's only two. Yeah, I waited the whole time for Bad Moon Rising, and then I got fucked by the fact that nobody can use it. And the one guy who can use it is probably my worst zombie hero. Yeah, that's good. Just go full face. Okay, see you later. Yeah, I'll lose all my subscribers on YouTube too once I stop uploading this, because I feel like most of them, that's been like the only series on YouTube that I get views on. So as soon as I stop doing this game, then everybody's gonna leave that channel. That is actually hilarious how much this game is starved for on YouTube, because nobody else is probably doing it. So everybody loves it for that reason alone. Just how like on Twitch, actually, chess is kind of like that, where somehow people love seeing low-rated players struggle at chess or try to take chess seriously, thanks to the Alex Botez effect or whatever. Yeah, can I win like one single game just to validate this whole goddamn run? I guess I could do this. That wouldn't be a bad play, especially if they summon something else. Well, that wasn't the best idea. In fact, it's going to kill my own thing, so kind of a little too eager to do it, but I didn't have a good play anyway. You do this, try to finish them off. You got the Astro Shroom. The Doom Shroom is actually really good for these kind of things, because it's a case where, you know, you're going to have a bunch of low-cost weenie stuff trying to rush them down anyway. And so because of that, it's not going to destroy your own stuff, but only what they have. The problem with that is the fact that it could have summoned that in the fire and then died. So your own environment could be fucking you over there. They're down to 4, and all I have to do is play like a couple more things here to take advantage of the bullseye. They're not really playing anything at all either. But no, the one thing I'll say is I was surprised by how this game actually makes the auto battler effect aspect of it a little more enjoyable than most games that I typically hate. That aspect, like the auto battler, even in Hearthstone. The battlegrounds or whatever. It's because it has more structure and the lanes are kind of more meaningful and stuff like that, but still, it's something that I wouldn't have expected to like so much. What is the ongoing effect? Just strike through. I don't want to use this fucking thing on there. I don't want to use the squash on this guy. So they're probably going to win somehow now, miraculously, but Yeah, there's all kind of fun gimmick type decks I want to make with this game too, which would be a lot easier to do. Maybe that should be my celebration for losing the series. I can craft with all my excess dust whatever gimmick kind of shit I want, but more than likely I'll just say that I'm not allowed to use it at all. Okay, we'll just do that. Even though I argue we don't want to. Let me guess, +2/+2. Look at the health value on this chick. I mean, 1 HP and I still won't be able to do it. Give me a Berry Blast. They won't have the block meter to save them. Oh shit, he actually clutches it unless they heal or something. Oh wow. No, that's fine, that's fine. That was literally the last chance I ever... Look how epic it is. I don't always win games, but when I do, it's the last second clutch that I would have had no chance to win otherwise. Even if I had survived a bit longer, you know, they would have healed and it would have put it out of my reach, so... We lose at Michael Jackson rank 35. It's too bad. It's amazing how on the nose I've been stuck there for a while, too. Like, I couldn't just get, like, one pity rank or just by dumb luck or some good stretch. Like, it literally wants to throttle me at rank 35. Okay, see you tomorrow.